Shows we're good there. What about here, Twitch? Are you gonna make me live? Still don't like that I've only got one headphone working, but I think it's about time I get some new ones, clearly. Easy enough fix there. And we should be good. A little bit more. Oh, there. Okay, so my headphones are definitely buggy. I need to pull the wire in a specific way to get them working. Yep. And I got audio, so we are back. Hello, people of the internet. It is I, Soulrack Dragon, here with more Fate Grand Order. Yeah, I want to show the full scope of what I've got event-wise. Let me just move that down a wee bit more. You don't need to see my experience bar after all. Alright, that's good enough. But yeah, welcome back to Fate Grand Order, where we are continuing the Oniland event. I have not adjusted the time just yet, but I will be streaming tomorrow at around, I would say, 1 o'clock, because the raids should beginning to be unlocked at around 11:30 then, and I don't want to do the raids from right when they began. It is 14 million, so I kind of doubt they'll all be gone within an hour and a half. I'm hoping at the very least they're not all gone within an hour and a half, you know. If they are, then, well, that's my fault for not starting the raiding sooner. But yeah, it'll be a majority of tomorrow's stream is gonna be raiding, just, you know, casual, chill raiding, all that lovely stuff. But yeah, there was a big notice too. Yeah, unlocked 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, so yeah. But I haven't done too much in the off-stream time. I have gotten a little bit of the popcorn drops taken care of. I'm down to the blazes now. Still have a fair bit to go, but it's not too bad. And I'm at roughly 100,000 of the Magic Finder points. Nothing super impressive. Especially since the first damage upgrade isn't for another 200,000. But yeah, I will be working probably a little bit off stream tonight to get some farming done. But that is the future for now. We are going to continue with the story that is Oniland. Next up is the Cursed Merry-Go-Round. If I go to the walkthrough, just because I want to know if I need to bring any specific CEs here. I believe this is Act 3, yeah. Okay, so this one does have popcorn for the first wave, and the churro sticks for the second. It's gonna lock me in, so I'm going to bring Sitanai along. And this setup is actually good. Yeah, this setup will work nicely. This is the setup I've been going with. Generally get +8 by using a maximum broke of the 3-star CE. Not the best setup, but I also try to maximize my energy thing, whatever it is, the Oniland cheer point things. But regardless, let us begin. Actually, I probably should have switched her out, Chloe. Yeah, I should have switched Chloe out with, like, shooting. That's my bad. Oh well. Hopefully the stream doesn't crash as well. Hey, Marie's here! Oh god, there's gonna be a large variety of servants, isn't there? Look everyone, right over there! It's a carousel, or as they call it here, a merry-go-round. Please try not to get so excited, Maria. You might trip, though of course if you do, I'll be happy to help you up again. Anyway, yes, you're right, indeed it is a merry-go-round. What a lovely sight seeing all these grown-ups playing horsey. It's really quite a perverse in a way. I love that sort of thing. Amadeus? I mean, I guess I haven't used him, so I don't know if he's a weirdo, so, What about you, Mr. Gloomy? Is there nothing about a place like this that put a smile on your drab face? Oh, follow Her Majesty's wishes. I'm not used to riding on horseback, but I will do it if necessary. We certainly never had things like this in our own lifetime. This was invented in the 19th century, unless I'm very much mistaken. In fact, I believe it originated in France, though of course it didn't use electricity back then. Oh my, electricity! That's, Edison and Nikola Tesla's invention, right? Yes, Your Majesty. My oh my, so these horses are electric. What a beautiful marriage of inventions. I'm so proud. An amusement born in France and hence with the wisdom of American geniuses is now right at home in the Far East. What a wonderful, joyous thing. Vive la France! Alright, since we're all here, what do you say we have some fun together? Yes, Your Majesty, I would be honored to join you. As you wish.
You heard the Queen, Salieri. What are you going to do? If it's the Queen's desire, who am I to refuse? I may not be the true Antonio Salieri, but I am still part of him, so revere our Queen. I feel oddly at peace in this place. Not fully at peace, mind you, but compared to Normal, you! I'll make an exception for you, Gottlieb Mozart. You're dead! 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 Cursed child of God, I'll kill you myself!
Mr. Salieri, aren't you going to join us on the ponies?
Oh,
Sam Bing!
He's whipped. Now, if your divine majesty would ask it of me, then so be it. Or I will do my best to scrape together all the dregs of Antonio Salieri I will find. This is great, what a hoot. What, Maria, don't look at me like that, it's scary.
I'm trying not to scare you, I just think you should be honest about your feelings. Hey, you know you're really a nice guy deep down, so act like it, okay?
Oh, but I'm doing my best to be nice, I love Salieri. That said, it's hard for me to tell if I'm actually succeeding.
Well, see, this is exactly the problem.
That was good.
How many freaking servants are there gonna be here? What's with those horses? I've never seen such docile steeds in my life. Now I see, it's all one big machine. That must be why they only move in set patterns and don't think or act for themselves. It's a lot different than riding a real horse, since you can take them anywhere else. But this is pretty fun in its own way. Right, teacher? I can't say I find this fun at all. Why must these horses go up and down while this whole machine spins around? Isn't that sort of thing meant for children? Come on, teacher, step it up. Surely the head technician of a vast army can handle a horse, dude. Hey, Destructive! Welcome, welcome. Yes, the merry-go-round. I am quite far behind. Quite far behind. Yeah. But I plan on getting as much of the story done tonight as I can and catching up right quick. Surely that oh wait, are you the one in charge of your body or not the technician? I do have some experience with horseback riding, but it's none of the issue. It's not the issue here. None of it is any use here. In fact, didn't you say that they were completely different? Are you getting motion sickness? Teacher? Just a little. It's not an issue. Hahaha! What is this ride? It's nothing like a real one. But it feels kind of horse-like, Ben K. Well, it could be used a little more movement, don't you think? If they're going to imitate horses, they should move left and right as well as up and down. Like this.
Stop, Lord. You should soon. You mustn't rock the carousel. Only needs to do 100.
I'm sorry. What? Why do you need to do so many? Question mark? Because that's a big old number, man. 175 runs. Isn't that a bit excessive, you know?
Carnival ride like this is not designed to withstand your full strength. Please. Please stop playing so hard.
Go Tayagoro. Ah, the fangs and the points. Gotcha. Makes complete and total logical sense. Indeed, indeed. I now understand. I can see clearly now. My understanding is here.
Lord Loshitsune, stop! Also, why are you still in your summer clothing? Sure, you must be freezing in such a...
So you understand, Vicky? I knew you would get it. I don't know if I understand. This outfit covers more skin than I usually wear, so it's actually quite warm. And isn't that kind of sad?
You're right, Lord Yoshitsu. That if it's a stock, indeed, I'm ashamed I didn't realize it sooner.
Is he just, you know, calling me? Oh yeah, I can put my case. Do you need max limit broken case scope or normal case scope? Lubu just calmly riding the horses. So this is Oniland's first attraction, the Pumpkin Merry-Go-Round. An average wait time of 15 minutes. It appears to be extremely popular with the other servants, Senpai. Yeah, do they still think they're in vacation mode? Eh. I've just compared their spirit oceans to our own data, and they're definitely Chaldean servants. And it looks like they aren't the only ones. I'm seeing servant readings vanishing from Chaldea left and right. It seems like a safe bet that they're all headed to Shitsoe. Or maybe they're all being pulled there by their connection to Soul. The Kami's gold must have called them here. Holy Grail made from ordinary magical energy wouldn't have this effect, but the Kami's gold is different. Gold doesn't entice those who see it, it also has the power to gather others around it. And thus, in this case, I think must be searching for other sources of magical energy in order to replenish and bolster its own. Does that mean it's extracting the other hero spirit's magical energy? Well, I'm pretty sure it is anyway. I just finished doing an analysis and it looks like System is right. Hey, Marked Fang! Welcome, welcome. Not much is up with me. What about with you? But yeah, I can definitely switch Shuten over to have the case scope upon her, if that is what you so desire. The ground is leeching a tiny amount of magical energy from every servant riding it. So we gotta stop the merry-go-round. Right, we can't let him get even stronger, not even a little bit at a time. Besides, we also need to get the gold fragments from the attraction manager. So we're gonna be Scrooges, ruining the servants' fun. That's so mean. Yeah, it has been a while. It has been a while. Doing the
final manager. Spooky.
Yeah, I'm still fairly early on in the event myself, as evidenced by the fact that I'm only now taking on the merry-go-round. But I plan on getting all caught up tonight and doing raids tomorrow live on stream, because that'll be fun. A casual, chill raid stream, you know. Lady Bracky, is something wrong? No, I'm fine. Why you ask? Well, I couldn't help but notice that your attention seemed to be elsewhere. Isn't that supposed to be a joke, Shinobi girl? Don't be ridiculous. Just look at that sad excuse for a ride. It's absolutely pathetic. All it does is move a bunch of seats up and down. Only humans can be amused by something so stupid. Come on, tell the truth, Iba. Oh yeah, millions upon millions. It's gonna be so fun. Especially because I'm pretty sure if I read properly, it's a Berserker and I have Abby. So yeah, Abby going to go boop. Well, if you said I absolutely had to try it out, Master, I guess I wouldn't mind. What's wrong with that? Let her try it out if she wants. Why, see, everyone should be able to ride whatever they like. That's how it should be at amusement parks. What about safety regulations? Hey, Accelerator! Welcome, welcome! The whip. You know, it makes a lot of sense. This. Certainly, it's... love might be one word, I suppose. But how be you, Accelerator? How be you? Impressing your true desires isn't going to get you anywhere, don't you agree? Alright, where are my manners? I'm Queen Maeve, the attraction manager for all these fine steeds. You're in a luck streak in gacha? Oh. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Sitanai proved to be the one that got away from me. Almost 700 quartz and not even a single Sitanai. Or any 5-star for that matter. It hurt. It really hurts. Also, this music is fucking creepy. Wait a sec. I thought I recognized most of you. You know, I'm willing to throw in a little something special for anyone writing my rank for the first time. It's a sheet made from Chaldea. My readings don't look quite the same as usual. Riding Maeve's ride for the first time. Yeah, rip indeed. Saved son. You had 90 save course save. Second I pulled, got 3 5-stars in that one roll. Hot damn. That is EX rank luck there for you, everybody. Okay, it might just be the background then that added into it, sort of like making it creepy. I'm getting like this creepy carnival vibe from it, you know? I don't know. Back to the magical energy she's giving off right now seems very similar to Oniland's. Exactly, because she's the merry-go-round's manager. Lady Sister Nice Card, just look at that ominous aura. What about it? There's sure a lot of cuties like Haldane, I'm not just saying that. Well, that's why I don't mind throwing in a little something special. But if you try to mess with my horses, then I'll just have to punish you. Oni and Play Brigade, we got people bothering the other guests here. You're bothering the other guests. You're bothering the other guests. And before Shez, first Circuit of Lap, and such night, got all the animations too. Nice. So lucky. So lucky. I mean, very technically, I'll probably have 1 more 10 spin and 5 more tickets by the end of the event that I'm going to put all of my prayers and hopes upon. But whether or not that hope and prayer will work, it's debatable. Let's probably pick up more hostile readings. Master, we should retreat before they overwhelm us with sheer numbers again.
There's not as many. Let us fight.
That and we have a triple servant here in Sitanai, technically. That's because you were on Main Street last time, where they could be making new ones. They're much more manageable around interactions like these. Here, gold fragments should limit the number of Oni that can be produced. Now who's that girl? I don't recognize her, but she sure is chatty. Of course, even if I do know you, that doesn't mean I'm gonna let you interfere with my job. I know I'm irresistible, but no matter how badly you want me, you need to wait until my shift is over like my good-looking braves. And since you couldn't do that, I'm gonna give you the whip and you're gonna like it. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm not like that, but, spent 500 quartz to get Saber Fran the first time she came out. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. But I, even though I failed to get such an eye, and there is still chance, but even though I failed then, on the ashes of the failure to get her, I still made a solemn vow that when Lambda comes out, it does not matter the cost to me. I will get her NP5 in the first time she comes out. No matter the cost, Lambda will become NP5 for me when she comes out. That is a solemn vow. A solemn vow. You're in the Protea reading room? Yeah. Thankfully, I'm probably not going to be doing any more rolls for the remainder of the year, so I have time to save after Sitanai. But I plan on going to Protea and Mew, and hopefully NP2 Melt. So yeah, I mean, I've got a lot. I still have a lot of rolls before Lambda, but yeah, I've made my vow and I'm gonna stick with it. Good lord, I'm just now realizing how off it is only having one headphone working. Because only the left headphone is working right now for me, so no music here. It's just so oddly disconcerting. But if I, like, twist the wire here, it occasionally flickers on for some reason. Whip Oni. Ugh, Dave. I kind of feel like I should wait until I have a chain for Chloe before I take Maeve on here. So let's generate some stars, I suppose. There we go. But how much are you planning to... No, that's a little too loud. How much are you planning to put towards Protea there, marked? Out of curiosity. Yeah, that should be fine. whatever you've saved since Scotty, so it'll probably be a fair bit. Especially since we are getting the third Lost Belt probably sometime next month. So, the Lost Belt will give quartz. There will be some... There will be the quartz from the free quests. There will probably be a Lost Belt 3 start campaign that gives additional quartz. We have a download campaign coming up that always comes with a little bit of quartz. Yeah, hopefully there should be a fair amount of free quartz still out there, you know? Hopefully. And Scotty has been out for a while, so I'm sure he probably saved up a fair bit at this point as well. Oof. Finish Maeve off here first, I suppose. I definitely should have brought shooting in this, because this wave would have been done a lot sooner had I done so. That's my fault. BBQ. Sadly not BBQ. What about some barbecue right now, though? Even though I already ate people. Not in the habit of spending 90 quartz to get CE on event banners. Oh. Yeah. The event CEs really do help. No lies there, like, even though it was only the basic farming node, I was averaging out like 100 of the drops for each thing from a single run of the basic nodes. Or rather, at least of the 3 and 4 start, just because I've got 3 max limit broken versions of both of those. You know? So I was knocking out like 100 per, so I can only imagine, like, without it. Yeah, that would be a big freaking impact. You grailed your Sistine Accelerator! Hey, Accelerator, can you maybe, you know, put in a good word for me tonight, you know? Like I said, I probably should have another 10 spin and 5 tickets by the end of this event. Can you maybe pass a good word to her about me so that she'll come home to my Chaldea too? Tell her that the rest of the Amiya family really wants to see her. Hopefully that'll work. So we should have been expected from this renowned queen of a foreign nation. She's incredibly strong. This will be much more difficult than I had anticipated. I could say the same about you. You know, I like both working women and fighting women. I don't know how I feel about women who devote themselves entirely to someone else, though. That's no way to live, right? You need to take charge of your life and own whatever it is you want, like these horses. There's so many things you can do with wooden horses, don't you know? You can ride them. Ride them. Oh, and you can ride them. And quick question here, is Maeve a horse girl? She just repeated herself 3 times. This is terrible, Senpai. Maeve is, how can I put this? She started performing a very, provocative dance on one of the merry-go-round horses. You know what, Mashu? Unless I see a CGI of it, it's not actually happening, you know? Putting the entire Emiya family in the Setsubun hot springs, that would be hilarious. I wish I could do that. Why does Setsubun not get a rerun? I mean, I know the Amazonas event, like, next year, I want to say, is supposed to be somewhat similar, but dang it, why didn't I think of that? I barely use the hot spring, too. Yeah, it's sad. Very sad. But yes, match, unless I get a CGI or some pictures, then Maeve is totally not doing that. So don't tease us, Mashu. I'm concerned this may be too much for Ibaraki Doji to handle. This is unacceptable behavior, Senpai. You chumps really think I'm a child, huh? I mean, never mind that. You there. What do you think you're doing? You could pull that off, but you just look ridiculous. If you want to devour the horses, then just devour them and be done with it already. Oh, Ibaraki. The connotations of that, Ibaraki, show you really don't know what we're talking about. Ibaraki. innocence, naivete. Yeah, just, you know what? She's just hungry, that's all, Brocky. She's just hungry. What other meaning could that dance possibly have? Well, why are you jerking away from me, Shinobi woman? Why are you staring at the ground? Look at me in the eye, or I'll swallow your head whole. Wait, did you just shake your head at me? Are you really that innocent a child? What a mood killer. Alright then, let's just hurry up and finish this, Commander Oni. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry to have broken that news to you. Oh crap, it's the big guys. Archer, they're back. Several of them by the looks of it. That attraction manager lady can call him even big Oni. She must have a lot of gold in that case. This should be kind of bad. Kume was already a formidable opponent on her own. Facing more powerful Oni at the same time. Sounds like you guys could use a hand.
That voice.
Who's there? Where'd that club come from? If you're using presents, can see what you already gave yourself away when you spoke. Quit hiding. Well, if you insist, I suppose I'd better oblige. Match offender girls on the scene again. Yeah, sorry, Marked. I mean, you know, that's not to say that there might not be a rerun eventually. You know, they might eventually do a rerun for it. There's really no way to tell. Well and truly, there is no way to tell if they will do a rerun or not. Also, sorry, Chloe. Shuton is taking your place. If I move my head the right way, then I get audio in both ears. But yeah. Next one is the Amazonas CEO Crisis 2020. It's all fine and good if the heavens forgive you, I guess. If the earth wants to forgive you, that's its business, and I really don't care if humans forgive you. But an Oni, if you're looking for forgiveness from an Oni, that'll depend on which Oni you ask. You handle this however you want, I'll just be right here watching. I'm a match offender. A match offense is me. Match offender girl is on the scene again. Imagine what now? Didn't you already say that? Stock footage. Nice. Senpai. Master, what is stock footage? Does that have something to do with the Lady Mangerfinder repeating the same line twice? So she did repeat herself, I knew it. Did you see that, Master? She winked at me. I can even feel my blood literally boiling in excitement. It's my whole body is ablaze. Only a true Magic Defender Oni could get me this worked up. She's everything Shuton said she was and more. We should talk about the final manager. You don't remember this dude's animations at all? Like you've never fought him before, but you could have sworn we had. I mean, I should be reaching there within, like, hopefully an hour or so, so I'll be able to say to that or not, but, yeah, we fought a lot. There's not that many servants we haven't fought in other battles. Like, I'm just trying to think of any. Wait, we already said that. I think she might have been winked at. We can get Senpai, actually. Mashu. We've never fought against Mashu. And it will be a sad, sad day on Earth if that ever happens. I don't know if I will be able to complete that quest if that happens. I truly do not know if I will be able to complete a quest with that as a requirement. I don't know. Well, never mind that. Now that you're here, Magic Defender Girl, does that mean we can count on you to help us? Good question. I don't really see the fun in just joining whoever asks me to help. Ally, enemy, what's the difference? Now, Spot, be nice. I'm not talking like losing Mashu in a fight, like if we actually have to fight against Mashu. Like, as an enemy servant, I don't know if I will be able to ever do that quest. I really don't know. It will hurt my very soul if we have to do a quest like that, you know? My name's Haku. Anyway, it sounds like you're all looking for gold. I guess this mysterious magic vendor girl can help with that. Mashu... Okay, I have seen Mashu alter. However, I'm pretty sure that's a... I sadly think that's a fan servant Mashu alter is. And even then... I don't know. I really don't know about Mashu alter. She's hot, though. I really like the white motif that she has. Let's stop Gold and Maeve together. Oni, wherever we go, we want what we want and do whatever we please. I might be a match vendor, but I'm still an Oni at heart. So you'll just have to forgive me if I grind you down and drink you up, Miss Attraction Manager. Fine with me. If you think you can pull it off, just go ahead and try. And time you found out what we managers, no, we gold servants can really do. Yeah, Mashu alter is very nice. Yeah, her backstory is so fucking sad, though. Makes me want to just give her hugs and head pats, you know? Here she comes again, Master. She's large Oni backing her up this time. Golden Servant, Maeve, fight. Ding, ding, ding. Well, you know, maybe in that case I would have to beat her down so that she would let me give her head pats and cuddles. Yeah, you know what? That is exactly what would happen. That is the only situation I'd be willing to beat Mashu down, is if she got so evil and so heartless that beating her down would calm her down enough or make her vulnerable enough that I could give her head pats to make her right. That's totally how things work, right?
Yes.
If you give somebody who lost, yes, exactly, violence for the sake of love. Exactly. After all, that is how you comfort the Mashu. Trust me, I have plenty of experience in comforting the Mashu. She's needed a lot of comfort in her time in Chaldea, you know? A lot of comfort. First, well, actually, I'm not really sure if she felt anything for Olga. I suppose she probably felt more for the whole world being wiped out than she did for Olga. So I can't really count her in on that. Although I guess that technically her loss did affect, given that we projected Olga onto Gordolf at the very beginning of the Lost Belt thing, so maybe there was a little bit, but we didn't really know Mashu that well, so there probably wasn't as much comforting. But, as the simulation went on, we got to know her more, we got to know her more. The loss of Romani, that definitely probably required many, many, many times, many, many, many times of cuddling and comforting for Mashu when we lost Romani. And even more so when we lost Da Vinci, although that probably wasn't as much considering we were in a public location as, or at least a very cramped location, you know? Sure she wasn't lonely? Well, I have quite the Chaldea now. Back in the old days, I did not. And in fact, like I said, I've been playing the game since the beginning, but because of poor rolls, I quit, like, after maybe a month of playing until the, Rider Toki event came around. That's when I finally came back in. So before then, my Chaldea was quite barren. Quite barren. I need to save Maeve's thing for that, but Mashu can Smashu. Yeah, she's not so lonely anymore, you know. She's not so lonely anymore. Especially since she is the one that dictates things, since, you know, Malt and Daresh, and with the recent addition of Zolter, are in the swanky category. should have probably popped the defense down. Alright, Sato. Damage cut for all enemies? Or all out. Yes, apply damage cut to the enemies. That would be absolutely brilliant of me to do. Debuff immunity. Fantastic. Wanna get a chain with shoot in here? Yeah, I've learned to start doing such things. Especially since I introduced the ability to choose, when a servant gets ranked up in my Chaldea, you know. Or at the very least, I've added a ranking system to it. It's definitely, definitely helped me diversify who is leveled up and who is not, you know? Alright, shoot in. Blast! Shota Xander's bonus has been nice. Yeah, I don't have many people with the... I have a few people with the bonus in this event. Not many. Speaking of a bonus event, I forgot to switch my shooting over to, I do apologize for that. I will switch shooting over to having a K-scope here shortly. Destructive. I completely and totally forgot about it. I could have swore that invincibility applied to everybody. I'm sorry, Mashu. I could have swore that invincibility of Tonight applied to everybody. I guess I should pay better attention, shouldn't I? But I mean, you know, like I said, Mashu is not without companionship, because Melt's Arash and the most recent edition of Zolter, you know. They all are in my room. They don't have... I mean, they probably do have their... I forgot to switch over to the... I forgot to switch over my freaking CE setup, damn it. I could have gained some good stuff there. Sitting on a pile of uncles and lollies yourself, no complaints. You know what? That is always a good thing. If you don't have any complaints about your servants, then you're doing alright. Not bad. This is what you can do with that Magivender girl on your side. No, you're just a bunch of idiots. You're too stupid to care about this gold. This wondrous gold. So Maeve is greedy. Not just surprising. What? Huh? Senpai. I'm not seeing Maeve retreat. It looks like she's vanished. Well, there. Let's not go jumping to conclusions before I've had a chance to share the results of my analysis. It isn't actually the Maeve, the heroic spirit who just disappeared here. It was just an imitation of her spirit origin created by this super dense magical energy, namely Kamui's gold. She was more like a shadow servant or even just a shell than anything else. The real Maeve is still alive and well as far as I know. Da Vinci, you know, I'm pretty sure there's some historical records that could argue that fact. That the real Maeve is still alive. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to summon her if that was the... Okay, I can't say that because because Skaha, yeah, so many S's, and Merlin are a thing, so I suppose. And technically, Ilya and Chloe, now that I think about it. Wait. That kind of just occurred to me. We can summon heroic spirits. Heroic spirits are people who died. Are the Ilya and Chloe and our Chaldeas all dead? That's a disturbing thought process I just went down. Will do. Huh? Is there something destroying the air there? It's magical and never so powerful. It's visually affecting the surroundings. Is this the gold we're looking for, Master? Normally it would look like real gold, but I think now that it's missing its protective shell, and it's been exposed as raw magical energy. Give me a minute. Come here, it's okay. You must have been so scared, but it's over now. Come on, you know you don't belong here, right? I'll make sure you get back to your home, so don't be scared. Come with me and it'll all be fine. Are we just helping Sitch and I become strong? Welcome back. Next, you're at the first gold fragment. Then I guess my work here is done. Maybe I'll see you around again if you're lucky. My losers. Onikure just left. I missed my chance to talk to her again. But I definitely sense a rare and special connection between us. This must be what it's like when someone strikes you to the very core. But you'll see how easily a girl took out those posers. The way she saved me and ran off without so much as blinking, that grace, that scent, that bewitching air. She just reminds me of Shun. True, you can summon servants from the future. So that either means that the likes of Ilya, Chloe, and Miu, they only go downhill from where they are now, because you can summon spirits in their prime, or they die young. Well, okay. It's weird. It's very, very weird. Yeah, I don't know why my thought went that morbid, I suppose. And I mean, it might not... I don't remember the whole lore of the Aprilia event. Because I'm actually pretty sure that Chloe came back to Chaldea with us from the Aprilia event. So we don't technically summon her, she just joins us. So it might be a similar thing with Ilya, so they might not be actual spirits. They might instead be... But then that doesn't make the case for the fact that all of her spirits we summon have been compressed down into a briefcase, which would just make things really weird at that point. Prime is flexible indeed. Amazon Prime is quite the flexible service. Nope, not saying anything. Senpai. Oh, now I get it. You're trying to preserve Ibaraki Doji's innocence. What's with that weird face, Master? At any rate, we now have the first gold fragment in our possession. I wonder what sort of attraction manager we must face to obtain the second. The second attraction on our list is the teacups. The whirling, spinning ones.
The Whip Bunny was the weakest of all my managers. The others won't even notice she's gone. That said, it seems they have the wrong idea about me. I'm not that loser, I'm the great Oni Vermilion Dragon. Now go by Teacup Attraction Manager. Most teacup rides bring people together, but mine will sever your bonds through sheer terror. No one don't forget to stick up a bark bags. I love breaking up couples with my cups. There's no need to add insult to injury by having them throw up all over each other.
This Oni is surprisingly pleasant.
Even Oni are completely heartless.
Why pay for faster delivery if they're gonna deliver 2 days earlier anyway? Yeah. Amazon Prime can be weird. Spoken dialogue, woo! I love that they did this, by the way. This little short, like... I know, like, it's better. By the way, Ibaraki, you see that giant teacup? Yes, it's so big, I can sit in it. Don't tell me, is it gonna ring me, squeeze me dry? Next time on Northern Amusement Park, Oniland. Spin, 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 the terrifying teacups. See you all next time. You honestly think, though, that Ibaraki would be allowed anything with caffeine? To be honest? She's already got a massive sweet tooth. I can only imagine what would happen if she got a caffeine addiction as well. But yeah, I am not particularly fond of either of them, to be completely honest. I was scared away from drinking coffee as a child by telling me it would stunt my growth. And I never have had the opportunity to have tea, actually, now that I'm thinking aloud. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to actually have tea. Speaking of tea, the teacups requires the 5-star. And I think I'm going to keep shooting on as my lead servant here. And we will throw the 3 Welcome to Oniland onto those so that I get a little bit of bonus. Should you go wild for a bit, then collapse from exhaustion? Yeah, it's the go wild part that I'm kind of scared of, though, you know? Because Ibaraki's wild and all that stuff. 6'3", coffee stone in the world was saved from a giant. Yeah, I'm pretty sure now that the whole coffee stunts and growth thing was just my parents not wanting to share their coffee with me whenever they made it when I was a kid. Yeah. Because, I mean, I wasn't a very rambunctious child, so maybe they thought that caffeine would make me hyper? Okay, so if I remember correctly, the teacups, it said, was for breaking up couples, so it should only be couples. So we get to see if my ships are the right ships, or at least some of them. So Semiramis is first. It should be Amakusa in there with her. Yes! Semiramis is not amused. Okay, this is... Now I'm just having a hilarious mental image of Amakusa giggling like a child while Semiramis is just staring at him, dead-eyed, unimpressed at his behavior. Why am I doing this? Looks like another Holy Grail has shown up, but this one looks like it doesn't quite have the capacity to be referred to as an all-powerful wish granter. I must say, though, an amusement park is certainly new for me. I've never been to one before. What do you think? It's not possible throughout... There's no possible route history could have taken from which I would indulge in such frivolous entertainment. And yet, I somehow find myself singing an absurdly loud ceramic cup, spinning for no reason that I can see. I heard that if we turn this thing in the middle here, we can spin even faster. That will not be necessary. If you spin it fast enough, you can make yourself dizzy and even sick. Here we go. Oh yes, he is so childish, Amakusa is. What did I just say? Oh, poor Semi. Having to deal with a much more childish, boyfriend. Aw. Cleo and Caesar. Another one that is very much shipped. So cramped. I can't say I see the point in riding this contraption with one's better half, but I do see the point in spinning around and around like this. I only wish it wasn't so cramped. I'm so sorry to Cleopatra. I'm sorry for always imposing on you. Send an image link later when you hit the relevant battle? Okay, I look forward. Not at all. Lord Caesar, I'm not giving up yet. I've got stuck in an awkward position after turning in your lap. Oh. Cleopatra, good lord, you're in public. Damn, Cleopatra is forward. I've never been more grateful to be a servant than I am today. Cleopatra, you really care for me, that. Because we're so sturdy. Oh, I guess I misunderstood. Or even I'd be in agony from broken ribs right now. But now I must surrender the shaped body of an ether that's much more difficult to damage. Being a servant is wonderful. I'll never have to worry about dying on your lap. I think we now know another reason why this event was locked behind the second lost belt, by the way. Possibly, but yeah, I think we now know another reason why this event was locked till after the second lost belt, you know. I mean, shooting is a big case, but Maeve's dance, this scene, you know, I kind of doubt that many younger audience that might stumble upon this game would have the attention span or dedication to make it all the way through the second lost belt in time to see these kinds of references, you know? That or my mind is just in the gutter. Oh, Cleopatra, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should try and lose some weight. Maybe if I got a swimsuit and changed my sport origin, I could become a much slimmer rider. What did you say? My Lord Caesar, slim again, and a swimsuit. Please don't say anything like that. I've only just started to come to grips with reality. What would become my poor mind if you lost weight? Oh, Cleo, I think we all know what happened to your poor mind. Okay. So this is not a ship, but they are a mother and son, so this is wholesome. I agree. This is wholesome. Oh, he's a male servant. No summer for you. I mean, they're gonna run out eventually. They have to run out of servants eventually. They have to run out of female servants eventually. In fact, so there's, on average, what? The first summer, second, so there's about 7 summer servants, generally. So, if we go to the Fate Grand Order fandom, and we go by... Oh, for sure. I mean, I like that they've been doing costume dresses for these summer servants. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, they could definitely do with adding in some male servants. So traits, hang on. Go back to traits. So Argo, I want the second page. I said the second page. Earth or Sky, Giant. Is there no females traits page? Living Human. Living Human. Okay. Interesting. Ungendered been the gender bent male servants. I didn't know that there was a living servants or living peoples thing. Interesting. Well, that makes some disturbing connotations to what I mentioned earlier. You know what? How many female servants in FGL? Category female. 206. No, not because it's including enemies. Damn. Servant list, perhaps. No. Okay, they're gonna run out eventually. They have to. Lord Kotaro. It appears this teacup ride spins faster and faster the more you turn the platter in the middle. That's right, just be careful. Careful of what? These servants are so strong you might end up turning heaven and earth on their heads if you keep spinning the cup past its limits. It could wind up another Kaldabog or Tarask, so we need to take care. Lady Donzo. Oh no. I had no idea such an innocuous swimming ride seemed so dangerous, and maybe my secondary processors leading me to this potential outcome. But do not worry, Lord Kotaro. I will not fail to protect you, no matter what. My ether body is especially tough, thanks to my mechanical nature. Alright, I will protect you starting right now. I'll have to prostrate myself and apologize for this later. Oh, mother and son. So precious. I mean, I'm not surprised. Actually, you know, I am surprised. What did Maeve do to bribe Coup Alter to come here? Like, what kind of bribe did Maeve pull off? Can I really ship this? I can ship this, if only because Culture just tolerates her normal. I mean, the only reason I ship it is because this is Maeve's ideal version of Coup. This is who she ships herself with. So it's a one-way ship. Yeah. Okay, Coup, say ah. Go on before the ice cube inside this crate melts. Ah. Shut up. Come on, it's gonna melt. You don't want it to melt, do you? Who cares? Well, I guess it could be worse. What's going on over there? What's going on over where? It's like the Titanic. Hang on. I hear a smoke alarm going off. And now it's stopped. Hang on just a moment. I need to make sure everything's fine. Okay, I'm back. Smoke alarm was just being set off because my dad burnt some hot dogs. A little bit. No fire or anything, thank God. Her ideal coup is a soon. I mean, probably, you know? Real coup wants absolutely nothing to do with her, and that's what makes her happy. That's what makes her want to break him to her. So her ideal coup would be somebody who, despite seeming to not want anything to do with her, actually deep down really wants to be with her, you know? It makes complete sense. That's all too clear to me. I can no longer restrain myself. Had I not materialized in the spirit origin, perhaps I could have gone as first spin in teacups like the other couples. But there's no point in dwelling on that now. As fire incarnate, I'm incapable of stopping myself. I cannot resist thrusting this spear through your body. Please understand. Please let me impale you, my beloved Sigurd. Oh no! No! Oh, Sumanai. Oh, poor Sumanai. Exactly. Too shy and masculine to admit it. Of course, that is Maeve's mind. You know, from what I've read, their legends are pretty similar, Siegfried and Sigurd, so this isn't too surprising that they would be mistaken. Brunhild, beautiful warrior maiden. This is hard for me to say, but... You love the Brunhild biting her lip look? Yeah, it is kind of nice. And you know, I did used to think that, I will admit it, I used to think that Brynn was waifu material, but, ever since Sigurd has been released, you know, I cannot ship her with anybody but Sigurd anymore. I just can't. Especially Summer Brynn and Summer Sigurd, I think it's Summer Brynn's Final Ascension looks like the artwork for it looks a lot like what Sigurd's costume outfit is. I'm pretty sure somebody even, like, posted an image of them together. Let me get it up here for myself just so I can be sure that I am not crazy. Or than normal. Yes. Yes. Summer Brynn's stage 4, like, the card artwork matches with Sigurd's costume artwork. It's so glorious, and I ship it so hard. Sigurd needs his blue eyes white dragon.
You have the wrong man.
Emergency, emergency. This is your approaching male heroic spirits. Is it Sigurd? No, it's a different warrior. Sir Siegfried. Okay, but is it just me, or do they seem awfully similar?
Are the Valkyries on damage control for Brynn? That's cute. That is adorable.
It doesn't matter how similar or dissimilar they are. We need to figure out what to do about any heroic spirit that gets too close to our sister. I'll kill him. No, we can't do that. He's one of Master's servants. We need to handle this more peacefully. I'll kill him. Thrud! Oh, for Odin's sake.
Aw, that's sweet. Brynn's got adorable younger triplet sisters. Sieg is here. Okay, now I'm giving up. I give up. I cannot place this down in the timeline. I had an idea of where this could be in the timeline, you know. It could be that in the timeline wise, you know, we sneakily race shifted off by using the the fact that our servants were just disappearing excuse, since, you know, King Gil said that this would be the last time we race-shift when he race-shifted us to the underworld, and we didn't race-shift to Hawaii. No, we flew there. But the fact that Sieg is here, the fact that he doesn't appear until we're already in the shadow border, we've race-shifted this. This has to take place outside of time and space. It just has to. There is nowhere in the timeline that it fits, and that saddens me. No, it should be Jean. Yes, yes, that is my ship. I ship Sieg and Jean. There's some heroic spirits along here. Cultivate the search of fascinating play. Jolter, I mean, no. Sieg, you need to get your eyes checked. You picked the wrong sister. Wait. Jolter can summon Fafnir, or control Fafnir. Sieg is an aspect of Fafnir. Jolter secretly does care for Jean as a sister, so maybe Jolter's doing big brain moves here and seeing if Sieg is a worthy boyfriend for her sister Jean. Yes, that is exactly what's going on. Yes, that is exactly what's going on. The hell it is? Why don't you get this through the goddamn skull already? I don't know you. Who's the pout? Lovey-dovey Yuri One-san brand now. That was... I will admit, you know... Before Sigurd, I kind of would have agreed to ship that, you know? I very much would have agreed to ship that before Sigurd. You know? I mean, it wasn't just Brynhild Yuri One-san. Jolter was trying, and I established this during the event, Jolter was trying to give herself the skill of harem protagonist EX. However, what happens when two harem protagonists with the EX rank clash up against one another? Only one will emerge victorious, and the loser, Jolter in this case, will join the winner's harem. And that is exactly what happened. Jolter failed to establish harem protagonist EX in her spirit origin, and instead fell victim to ours. That is my explanation. Blackbeard Oni. Okay, you know, I can actually see this. This sort of reminds me of, I don't think it was a long one, but there was I remember reading, like, a comic. Not a comic, but, like, it was a short, only, like, a few panels where it was Shuten talking with Blackbeard. Let me see if I can't find it at this point, because it's easier to understand. So, Shuten, Blackbeard, Oni. Oh, yeah. Lulu Hawa was definitely... Lulu Hawa definitely gave me more respect for Blackbeard, you know? Definitely gave me more. He is Brobeard now. Let me see, is this the right comic? Yes, this is it. So this comic is, looking at this Oni Blackbeard, it makes me think of this comic and it sort of stuck with me, you know, of how we all make fun of Blackbeard for being an otaku. Sorry, but this is the comic. I wanted to find it here.
That's right, it's me. Attraction manager Teach. I'm taking everyone for a spin. Got a problem with that. This sucks. I've never been more pissed off in my life. How did I get stuck managing the lovey-dovey couple ride? Why me? Why me? And if that wasn't bad enough, servants don't get sufficiently dizzy to puke on each other and break up. No, this sucks. It's so boring. I freaking hate it. You agree, right, Master?
Yes, I would try this thing with MASH.
Hey, I recognize that look. So you're all alone too, eh, Master? Nice try, but you can't pull anything past old Blackbeard.
There's the manager for this attraction. He looks like he'd be more at home on a parrot shape than a teacup. Say, what about a coffee cup ride? Something that couples and families alike could enjoy. I do wonder, though, why are there so many couples here? Almost seems deliberate.
Is this about love? Is this what this is all about? Love?
Would it be a problem if it was?
Problem? Me? Nothing's a problem for me. It's hard to describe, but I guess when I think about it, I get a headache, that's all. I like that Ibaraki just subtly ascended. Love, huh?
Never mind that now. Look, Master. True Lady Maeve is completely fine. What a relief.
You're calling me a thief. Alright, that does it. First you steal my fun, now you steal my shtick.
I sense murderous intent. Master Lady Ibaraki, Lady Sister and I, the so-called manager looking our way with the most murderous gaze.
And what, you're a ninja too? You're one of those girls with way too many attributes, aren't you? Well, in the case you didn't get the memo, this is my time to shine, not. Hang on, that outfit, that demeanor. You're a widow, a shrine maiden, and a kunoichi, aren't you? Oh crap, what have I done? I finally hit out a girl who checks all my boxes and I made an enemy of her.
I thought Drake checked all your boxes, Blackbeard.
Oh, hang on, I've got an idea. Hey, Miss Chiyome.
Yes, what is it?
Go out with me.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Respect, Blackbeard. Respect.
Even if it's out of pity.
Okay, you kind of lost a little bit of respect there with that second line, but still.
Interesting. I'm afraid I'm already committed to serving the Master. But besides, I could never betray Lord Moritoki. Still, it must have taken a lot of courage for him to confess his feelings for me. Are you sure about that? Thinking about it some more, I'm not sure it's right to flatly turn down a man I know almost nothing about. Besides, I must admit, it's not entirely unpleasant to hear a confession of love directed my way.
Wait, what? She actually thinks I was being serious. Does this mean she's easy?
Oh, Blackbeard, don't.
Do I actually have a chance? Does this mean I should go for it? Does this mean it's okay to do my best Uncle Fergus impression? Has the day finally come when I can raise a family with a pure innocent girl instead of a top-heavy gold digger?
Okay. Okay, I'm pretty... Okay, so maybe Drake isn't his type? Maybe? This one right... Oh, is this... This is the FBI reference, isn't it?
Oh crap, was that all out loud?
This is so boring, I almost fell asleep. Are you done yet? Love this, love that. Who cares? Leave that stuff for the birds and fishes, I say. You there. You're the one of the attraction managers, right? So you've got a gold fragment of your own. Solid bloodlust, that's more like it. You're one of those pirate people, right? This is how you gotta behave. I'll see your blade and raise you my spear. Now hand over your gold entitled scum you are. Yeah, I haven't done his interludes yet. Despite him being Brobeard now, he's still fairly low on my level up charts. You know? It's here. What's here? I'm here? I need shooting to be NP ready. Because otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble in a second way. In fact, where is Blackbeard on my rank up list? Magical girl outfit is precious. I mean, supposedly next year she'll have Halloween and summer makeup. So, you know, could be a thing. Though I'm not 100% sure on that. Let me get it up. So I got a moment. So I got a hot moment. Defend the Ibaraki. And by the Ibaraki, I mean the Bunyan. Because I totally know what I'm talking about here. So let's see here. That is her third ascension. That's her final ascension outfit. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of prefer Ibaraki's first Ascension outfit to them all. It's very, you know, plain, very casual, nothing too fancy schmancy about it. I'm gonna be honest here, I actually prefer Ibaraki's first Ascension. I mean, it's not too uncommon that I prefer the first Ascension to later's, but... Let's see... Yep, he will be in the... Summer. I definitely prefer Summer Ibaraki's first Ascension, because, like I said, it's just plain and casual, you know? Alright then. Mashu do that. As for baseline Ibaraki, give me a moment here. There's quite a doing that. On the blackest of beards, the darkest of nights. Normal Ibaraki, dude. I actually do like Ibaraki's final ascension. It looks really badass. Especially the sort of flaming wings in her background. It looks extremely badass. You have a weakness for the bear midriff. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, there's a lot of turns that have that kind of feature. Melt, for example. Melt, for example. That bear midriff on Melt. Killing Blackbeard is bittersweet. A little bit, yeah. You're not wrong. Thou art not incorrect in that statement.
So many cute spirit girls after my head. This might be the best day ever. I almost feel like I should be paying you.
Feel free.
What are you talking about?
I need more love. He's going Super Saiyan. Yes, envy, jealousy, resentment, lovers of the world, lend me your strength. He's trying to form a spirit bomb? Lend me your power! Yeah, looks like it worked.
Spiritual Ascension! Using the gold magic energy, watch out! Made it much stronger than it was before.
Sorry to keep all your lovelies waiting. Sorry to keep all you lovely ladies waiting. The insect told me to die like scum, less so. Don't worry, I'll make sure you have plenty of fun this summer.
We can smash. Oh, Blackbeard knows what happens if he tries to hit on Mashu. He gets burned straight away. I did it once before, and I will gladly do it again. But Mashu isn't there physically, so I'll be safe. So I can't actually do it, sadly, as well. How about me? Can I get in on this? She's here!
Oh, is that a pretty girl I hear and smell? Oh, that was close. Where'd that giant club come from?
Yeah, where is her giant club coming from? Does she have one? I don't think she does. Does she?
Hey, that could have killed me. I'd love to see the pretty girl that threw it.
I'm pretty sure I already confessed to Mosh, too. Well, I guess if you'd insist, I'd better oblige. Magifenda girl is on the scene again. Also, I said it last time, but I'm saying it again this time, especially since we're seeing her so much more. I really do like Caster Shuten's, like, sprite expressions here. Her cutscene expressions. I very much enjoy them a little bit more than normal Shuten, you know? And I might be biased, a little bit biased against normal Shuten, considering she played surgery with our guts without any anesthesia, but that's just me. That's just me. No, I can't even ship any of the Shutens with anybody but Kentobro. This is gonna be an annoying one. We'll keep with our setup, I suppose. The Saber's gonna be annoying, but she just carved a piece of Mount Oe into a club and throws it at people, you're sure? Got a little sick of that during that part of Shimosa. Yeah, I mean, I remember streaming it. I don't think I enjoyed voicing that stuff out. I don't remember enjoying reading that, because that was just like... That was the darkest that FGO has gotten, in my humble opinion. But, well, it was the darkest it had gotten before the Lost Bells. You know, where it's implied we're committing genocide on a mass scale, and we held Patsy's dying form in our arms. Yeah. It's all fine and good that the heavens forgive you, I guess. If okay, this is just the same shtick. Stock footage indeed. I've never actually seen Corpse Party or played it. I've heard a lot of things about it, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody played it or played it myself. Was it just me, or is this all getting kind of predictable? Don't be ridiculous, this is the best part of every episode. If you say so. She totally winked at me. Oh, what are you talking about?
Look, I know everyone makes mistakes, so I can let this one go this time.
The Magic Vendor girl was obviously looking at me, not you. Besides, you're a human. You don't get to be excited about Oni.
Huh? More girls and Oni chicks are all the rage these days. Well, I could destroy you with my Oni-derived expressions alone. How would you like that, huh?
You're just talking nonsense. Master, this isn't getting us anywhere. Let's just kill him and be done with it. Now that I'm dressed more like Oni here, there's no point in dragging this out. Oh my god, is that what? Hang on. Is this legitimately why Ibaraki's Ascension art is this? Did they had to have been planning for caster shooting, because they've said before that it's a 6-month process for servant design. So they planned Summer Ibaraki's final ascension to match with Shootin' Caster. That is such big brain! Exactly!
I understand you look more chic now. Ibaraki, it's a cute look for you.
You think so? So chic means matches Onikir, huh? Got it.
Look at you. You and I could pass for twin Magic Vendor girls.
Twin Magic Vendor girls? That sounds awesome.
Do it. Complete your training.
Yeah, I'm getting to it.
So you're still gonna play and be a hero?
No, keep giving me lip and I might have to rip them off. Like this. Okay, enough of that. Let's get started, shall we?
Ouch, that's exactly why Oni are so terrifying.
Oni or Oni, we go whatever, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. You'll have to forgive me if I end up grinding your bones and dusting your muscles into hamburger, Beardy.
That sounds great, thank you. Hell, I wouldn't even mind if you leaped into my arms all at once. Go on, leap!
Where are her joints? Oni. Don't need them. Oni are very clearly made differently from normal humans. They probably have extra joints or no joints at all. Who knows? Who knows? We want to save the Bunyan for the second wave. Save the Bunyan. Join the Dutch Fruit Protection Squad. Indeed. Save the Bunyan indeed. And welcome, Margaret, welcome. Yeah, we're just talking about Caster Shuten's face art, I imagine. Because she holds quite the pose.
So this is the same, huh? Easy enough to deal with. Sorry for the yawn.
No. I disagree with you there, Mordred. I disagree. The daughters ought to be protected, not. Indeed. Whoa. Besides, Bunyan's got a fucking chainsaw. Do you really want to try and do anything with Bunyan with the chainsaw that she is carrying around constantly, Mordred? Because I'll tell you this much, I'd be terrified off my ass. I want to save. Let's open. Brake bars down. You take the batteries out, maybe. Well, there's also the fact that she can become giant and crush. Although I suppose a couple of quick jabs takes her down, no problems, doesn't it? How be things, Mordred? How be things? Come on, Blackbeard Oni needs to go down. That is good. That is good. Come on, Blackbeard. Stop being such a powerhouse of health and good constitution. Last part wasn't a joke, but the assassinated like any other dictators. Yeah. Excuse me. Ooh, we actually got a good chain from shooting here, though, so we should be good here. Thank you, shooting. I will actually overcharge her as well. Yeah, let's get that 200%. Oh, good lord, I'm tired. And I took a nap before stream. Always sucks when you still feel tired after naps. Oh, no, Sitanai. 2%? 2%? Why? Time to nap while streaming. I mean, you know, maybe someday, if I ever, like, do a... I don't know. Like, I don't know what would cause me to just fall asleep while streaming, to be honest. I'd just be, like, drop dead tired to just all of a sudden just be streaming and just go. Actually, I'll probably go forward. That's a bannable thing for sleep stream. Ooh. Actually, isn't it okay if you, like, put some sort of disclaimer to that you're currently not playing or something? Because I do know, because I watch a bunch of just random YouTube videos. One of them is, like, speedrunner things. And one of the games that has a speedrun world record is like a 70-hour game. But because you have to be live for the full speedrun, well, you can't really do it. So it's something like, AFK in game. Right. Yeah, I think you have to mark specifically that you're going AFK or that there's no gameplay going on at the moment. Something along those lines. Ah, switch IRL or just chatting. Gotcha. So it's now more like take a Sitonai. Marked. Sitonai is legal. You know, she is the Ilya from the Fate Stay Night series, which was 18. Ugh.
Yeah, gotta say, that was fun. No better way to go out than mixing up with a bunch of cuties. And I'm so glad I got to be a gold servant.
Aw, Blackbeard. He really just wants to be a 4-star.
You did great. Come on, it's okay. I'll make sure to get you back home.
And why is Sitanai treating the gold like it's a lost puppy?
Takes care of the second gold fragment. Alright, I guess I'll be on my way then. All this running around is wearing me out.
You should get some rest. Later, losers. But yeah, yeah, I can... Okay, there's some way to... Yes. Like, her left arm is what you were talking about, right? Marked. She sort of got it down, and her shoulder is, like, down, but her arm, her hand itself is, like, up at a weird angle, but the elbow's, like, pointing up or something. That's like some double jointing going on. I can see what you mean. She just ran off again.
Well then, should we start looking for the third gold fragment now, or fall back to Lady Sitanai's hideout first? For my part, I'm worried about Master using too much magical energy, so... Good point, we should probably hold off on the next attraction for now. Instead, we can go to... Food court!
Yummy, yummy, yummy. Food court.
How we go there and get some rest and refreshment.
Contortionists are freaky. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I kind of do wish that I could, like, contort myself a little bit more than I can. I mean, I can. I'm a little bit flexible, but I'm not as flexible as I would like to be, you know. Sadly. Okay, so we're at the food court now.
What blithering fools they are. They've done me a huge favor getting rid of that creep Blackbeard, Oni. I wanted to fire Mage's Go, but I couldn't do it in front of the other employees. Anyway, it looks like they're headed for the food court next. If only they knew what awaited them there. Oniland's food court might serve amazingly delicious meals and treats. But for those who would cause trouble here, it's also kitchen of pure terror. I've got a plan to ambush those rude guests as soon as they walk through the door. I call it Operation Seafood or Beef. Why not both? Enjoy your fun while it lasts, Chaldees something or other, and Magifender girl. Tomorrow it all ends.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Mordred. You're not wrong. Like, it's nonsensical. More spoken dialogue! Woo! Here we go. This is some of my favorite parts of this event, is this little stuff. Hey, Rocky. Looks like I can finally show myself at the park. I'm excited. You're always in the segment with me. This is just a preview. See how we're squished down and tiny here? Well, that's so meta. Next time on Northern Amusement Park, Oniland. An Oni resembling Shuten Doji. Yeah, it really does feel like Saturday morning cartoons, like how they say, how it's the next episode previews. So nice. Alright, so the food court. An Oni resembling Shuten Doji. Ooh, caster class. That's gonna make having Shuten as the head servant here not such a good idea. And there's an archer too. I don't have any riders that are ranked up, damn it. You know what? Let's do it. Aresh. Ready for battle. And throw a bunch of these on here. Okay, this will work. Nope, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good. No suggestions for me. I will figure this out on my own. Yes. I try to say to other people that it's wrong and stuff. Yeah. And there's quite a lot of people that share that have that view of what you're doing is wrong, so you have to stop it because it doesn't agree with my viewpoint, sort of thing. And that's just kind of stupid in general. I'm hungry. No, I'm starving. I'm kind of hungry too after all those rides you've been on. What do you feel like? Hamburgers! Smart boy.
Somebody say hamburgers, because that's what I got.
Yes, Daddy's back.
Man, that hamburger stand was something else. It was just one guy in a red coat handling the register and the grill all by himself. You'd think he'd do a proper job of cooking, but just look at these beauties. Plump, juicy, and an ingredient cut out of plate. Oh, nom nom nom. Oh, right, you're hungry. Never mind. And here's a hot dog for you, hun. Fresh off the grill.
Oh, thank you, dear. Did I men in red coat make this too?
No, it was a woman wearing, an apron and nothing else.
Okay. Emiya's the Burger Lord. So Salter must love Emiya. That's confirmed. And, Tamamo Cat has no sense of decency.
Oh, she also has dog ears, or maybe they were fox ears. Anyway, this is amusement park is something else, that's for sure.
Darling, I think you and I need to talk alone. Tomo Cat, you're ruining marriages. Lunchtime is our busiest time of day, as you can imagine. All the guests who don't bring their own lunches come to the food court to get their grub. So you need to do your very best to make sure their experience here is nothing short of awesome. Got that, new guy? Aw, Sumanai. Because you normally don't see people who talk about this stuff if they don't want to force the opinion on others. Yeah. I mean, it is a very true statement that most of the time these kinds of conversations are all one person trying to force their viewpoint down other people's throats to get them to agree, and they either become dismissive of the other person or combative if they don't. You're not... Okay. You're right, Mark. You're right. You're right in that statement. The Chitsoe mother is definitely the one at fault there. He didn't have any control over Tamalo's dress. You know? You're absolutely right. But yeah, opinions are something everybody has. There are no right or wrong opinions. I mean, that's kind of why... I think that's the joke there. Yeah. But I mean, like, as far as I'm concerned, yes, it can be a little bit creepy in some contexts and stuff, but if... And I'm not going to say any, like, real specifics just because I'm pretty sure if I do, like, specifics, it will be flagged down by Twitch moderators and stuff. But, like, there are so many people in the world that have different ideals, different thoughts of things, and they don't match other people's thoughts and ideals of things. You don't know who is who on the internet, so if you resort to animations or drawings or stuff like that, and it keeps you from acting out stuff in real life that might otherwise be illegal where you are, then, you know, yes, it's a sign that maybe you could use some help to, you know, get rid of those thoughts and tendencies, but it is a safer option to do it to something that isn't real than to something or somebody that is real, you know? That's just, like, a very general thought on the thing. I could go into much more detailed and specific thoughts on it, but I'm pretty sure that's not content that would be allowed, you know? Maybe? I'm not sure. I know that Twitch can be very strict with what is and isn't allowed to be talked about.
Please try to calm down. These are not Oni horns.
What, you expect me to buy or just cosplaying? I saw them growing out of your head. Oniland never lies. You're an Oni too. Admit it, it's horns.
You certainly seem adamant about it. Quite convincing, in fact. But I assure you, I'm only changing into this form to save my life once the teacup began spinning out of control.
I'm too busy for your back talk. It's lunch rush. All Oni on deck. And after seeing how rigidly you stand, I know you can hold a sign for a day straight without collapsing. Please, we need your help. Oh no, you asked Sumanai, please. He's not gonna deny you. He is Sumanai.
Very well, I'll do it.
Sumanai, you're such a pushover, man.
Curry. I don't recall agreeing to run the curry stand, but I can't have people going hungry at lunchtime. Okay, I'll handle it until the rush ends.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry to ask this of a guest, but this will be a huge help. I see some opinions simply as wrong since they don't inform themselves and would actually have different opinion if they actually know the read data. I see opinions wrong if they base themselves on wrong information. Okay, that is a fair statement. An opinion based upon wrong information, so being misinformed, so you can't have the... So if you don't have all the data, you can't have a proper opinion on the proper issue. You can have an opinion on a false issue, technically, but in the grand scheme of things, for the proper issue, your opinion would be wrong. So that is a fair point, Mordred. That is a fair point. And Emmy is just a guest, and even still, he can't resist helping to cook. Don't worry about it. He'd do the same for us if we needed help. Here you go, an extra order of yakisoba. I'm surprised at this heat, as far north as we are. I can't thank you enough. But Great Oni is going to be thrilled. Please make sure to enjoy this parade this evening. You should have all Oni on hand to take over you by then. You can also be right with false information. Yes, democracy. Indeed, democracy. But right with false information. I mean, that's not just statements, but, like, I remember in very... And I mean, this is a very weird tangent, but, like, I remember back when I was in, like, grade school math classes, I would mess up on how to do the equation, yet I would somehow get to the right answer. I mean, even still, like, not having the right information can still lead you to the... Having false information can lead to the right answer. The whole a broken clock is right twice sort of adage is kind of, you know, thing. I guess I wasn't seeing things after all. Well, assuming this isn't actually some sort of hallucination, that looks like Reikai and Boudica. What are they doing here? Last I saw them, they were still in Chaldea. I told you the Holy Grail, the Kami's goal is drawing them here, like it did the other servants. It's relieved to see they're still using their usual selves. The owner are even grateful for their help. Is math studying year 1 now? That stuff is pretty much Albar Uni level year 1. I mean, math classes are pretty much from grade 1, technically. Yeah, math is pretty much taught universally. I don't think I understand the exact context of that first question, though, Mordred. Oh, in university? University, it's whatever you test into, and even then, you can't test into the right things. Because, like, in my high school, I was in the... Oh, the statement logic. Gotcha. But yeah, in my high school, I was in the, I was in the smarter classes, and sadly, Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 were fine. Geometry was fine. However, our pre-calculus teacher did not teach us anything needed for pre-calculus. It was pretty much just, like, factoring and stuff like that. So then when we actually got to the calculus classes in the next year, which was a different teacher, he had to try and cram calculus and pre-calculus courses into our heads at once. But because I took a calculus course in high school, when I went to college, they put me straight in college-level calculus courses. I technically tested out of the algebra courses because of that. And suffice to say, it was not fun at all. That Eric Spirit in the red coat. Have you met him before or something, Sutanai? No, never mind. I made up my mind not to worry about that here, and I'm not going to go back on that now. But thank you for your concern, Soul. You're very thoughtful. Now then, have you all decided what you want to eat? Burger!
in our university, they told us to forget everything you learn in school and start from the very beginning. Yeah, sadly that wasn't the case. Sadly that wasn't the case for me. I probably would have gone a lot further with my original career path had I not tried to jump straight into things, but because I did, things didn't turn out too hot. Yakisoba, I want a big plate of yakisoba. There's nothing like a sizzle of sauce and noodles. It's like blazing hot griddle. It's like my noodles are cooking in the fires of hell itself. Oh, I love yakisoba. What about you, Shinobi? What are you gonna have yakisoba too?
Me? No, I wasn't planning on having anything in particular. Heroic spirits need not to eat since in our bodies, so I thought I would refrain.
It would be a great way to rest, though.
As you wish, Master.
Wow, Chiyame, you are indeed the dutiful kunoichi. You had to prove 1 + 1 = 2. How'd you do that, out of curiosity?
In that case, I will avail myself of bowl, soy sauce, and ramen. You know that ramen originated in China and was precursor to other noodle dishes such as udon and soba. I think I love ice cream. It feels strange to eat purely for pleasure. I guess this is one of the perks of being a servant. Maybe this is how Berserker felt too.
Aww.
You know what servants is tonight? Well, I guess in that case, you buddy would be possessing that nose, right? Maybe part of a Holy Grail war at some point, or... who can say? If I ever form a contract with Chaldea, I'll tell you all about it then.
I just took some yakisoba from that booth up there and I didn't even pay for it. Know why? Because I'm an Oni, that's what we do.
Perhaps I'm mistaken, Iraq, but I thought I heard they say all food and drink was free in celebration of the park's opening.
Yes, Smug Tony is... I really do hope that Sitanai comes home. Please come home, Sitanai. Please! I don't want to have to roll for you on the story banner. Oh, really? And I didn't steal these noodles, but plundering and destruction are what Oni are all about. Well, the sauce smells good enough, and I guess this destruction can wait. Now that I have my noodles, I won't stop until I've devoured them all. Excuse me.
Well, someone certainly seems to be having fun.
Oh, shoot, it's you. I didn't know you were here too. What a coincidence. I guess this is my reward for those good deeds I am always doing. Rerun? Ooh, yes, rerun. You're right. Rerun. The thing is the rerun is gonna be, like, in a very, very strained time, you know? Because there's going to be the Summer 3 rerun, where I'm going to try and go for Jarcher, and Saber Mave. Those are the two main goals there. Then there's going to be Summer 4, where I'm going all hands on deck for Lambda. Then there is going to be Saber Wars, where I want Spishtar. So yeah. And our natural numbers. I remember that much. I vaguely remember N being natural numbers. So 2 this time, right?
I'm sure I don't know what you are talking about, but it sounds like you've been having fun. I see you're hanging out with the Brock and another Herxpert, though I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting yet. And then there's... I thought I recognized you. You're the ninja from the Koga clan, right? Mochizuki Chiyome, isn't it? You always seem to shy away whenever I see you in Chaldea. I think it's about time we introduced ourselves properly. Yes, I'm a Serpentine Aura. It's unforgettable demonic presence. It's from Mount Ibuki.
What is it, Shinobi? Let's shoot. The Oni rolled Mount Oi alongside me. I totally get being overcome with reverence for her, but trust me, she doesn't like people getting carried away with that.
No, it's not that. My apologies, but I'm no mere humble servant to Master Soul. I shall do my best not be distracted by other matters, so please pay me no mind. Here, Master, I brought with you a plate of curry rice.
I wanted burger!
Of course, Master. You're far too kind.
I don't really get what's going on, but if you say not to worry about it, I won't. 1 is in N. So all natural numbers are in N. So every number above 0 is technically in N, right? Alright, Shun, you'll never believe this. I just saw another Oni who looks like you.
Oh, is that so? Wonders will never cease to amaze me. And here I thought I was the only Oni like me. Guess not.
Yes, it's quite the coincidence. If X is in N, then the successor X is in N. Okay.
Senpai, are you okay? Was the curry too spicy? Master, I brought you some ice water.
My, you should be more careful when you eat. I know I'm gonna keep going, places to be and all. See you later, Master. Ibaraki, Chiyome. And you, honey, whoever you are.
If x is in n, then the successor to x is in n. There is no x, so that x equals 1. If x isn't 1, then there's a y in n, so that y equals x. Oh my, this is terrible. We have one of criminals mixed in with the other guests. Employees. As 2 gold servants newly assigned managers of the food court. Oh boy.
We order you to add these peace-threatening scoundrels to the seafood menu.
You're bothering the other guests.
Master, get behind me! Sounds detected. They appear to be some shadow servant, senpai. I think the one who looks like Giles is an attraction manager. I can't believe there's one in the food court, too. It wasn't, at least not yesterday. The food court should have been safe. The great Oni must be a bit more concerned about us than now that we started collecting gold fragments. I'm sorry, I should have seen this coming.
Fine with me. Who cares about seafood anyway? I'll just devour whatever they throw at me.
You took that much better than I was expecting. Wonderful. What a good, obedient child you are. Now you can become nourishment for my seafood. Seafood 1, 2, and 3.
If S is a subset of n, 1 is in S, then S equals n. You're too lazy to type all of that. I mean, give me a moment. Sure, go ahead. Feel free.
Oh, Grace, what are those things? These monsters must be under control. They're so slippery and slimy.
I don't know. I think I could eat those, no problem. Meat is meat, regardless of what shape it is. Still, I agree, it doesn't look very tasty.
And there's another reading similar to Shadow Servant nearby.
Jack is the hamburger Oni. That's adorable.
Seafood's fine and all, but hamburgers are great too.
I agree. Oh, hamburgers. Those are the yummy sandwich things made by rolling up dead meat into little balls. Tasty. Go on then, give them coming. I'll devour everything you bring before me.
Yeah, hamburgers are great, right? We love them too.
Yes! That said, something seems to be kind of off about your hamburgers. Then again, maybe that makes them a better fit for Oni.
For some reason I get the sense it's best if we don't look too closely at them.
I'm fine. If it's a hamburger, it's made of beef, right? Child murder cover others, good child's a special sort of frightening. Yeah, just maybe a little bit. Just a little bit. But I'm gonna look through this when I get the chance. Thank you, Mordred. We gotta get out. Let's go back to the future. Fresh meat. So Jack and Giles. That's an unlikely combination. Very unlikely. But is it gonna be the next section, Mordred, that is going to have the servant that you don't think we have fought before? Or is it the one after that? Or was it marked? No, it was marked that said it. My bad. My brain gets confuzzled very easily. Oh wow, there's 6 enemies here. Yeah, my bad, Mordred. I meant to be talking to Mark there. Mark had made mention of there being some servant in this that he doesn't think that we've fought against before in a future section, so he wants to see me get there before he has to go to bed. Delicious H2O. Okay, Bunyan, you're gonna die if I don't have you just squish them now, so squish them now. Successor. And if there's no X, such as X equals 1. X isn't 1, it's Y's in that. Good lord. Yeah, this would have been hell to type out, Mordred. complete and utter hell to type out, so yeah.
よーしステータスアップこれで耐えます
2 sides for you are roughly 6 to 8 for normal people. Damn. That's impressive.
よし固くでもな少し
That
は
is very impressive. But yeah, I don't recall ever having to do anything like that, Super.
逃がしはしないわ
It is interesting, though. I will freely admit that. It's very interesting. I'm gonna give it a very much more in-depth read-through when I'm probably done streaming, just because
固くでもな少しは優しくね
math and science has always
やる
held
わ
a bit of interest for me.
やるわ
Find the terms so that they are. I mean, yeah, I can see that.
よし
1 plus 1 equals 2 because we say
倒れません
1 and 1 are
ステー
2.
タスアップこれで耐え
That
ます
kind of logic. Bookie.
厳しくいくわよいしょやそこ動くな
Early on.
でもな
Set the
少し
rule.
は優しく
Let's start set the rule. Keep the rules forever. Nothing is allowed.
閉じ込めてあげる
Ah, you mean like those? I don't remember where it was, but I recently read that some people are trying to make 1 plus 1 equals 3, or something like that. I don't know the exacts of it, but I do remember reading
死
some
の女神
article or
エレシ
something,
クラルが命じますいけるね
and it was just like, what the hell are they trying to do?
いい度胸ね気に入ったわ
Again, I don't remember where exactly it was, but I do vaguely remember such an article. Jack needs to go first. I've got too many female servants on this team to allow her to live.
お願いネスラム隊よ冥界の守りを知りなさいこれが私のクルティガルイルカルだやるわ 冥界の敵だよ
The final one is probably gonna be the 3 cards. That's gonna be annoying as fuck. Son of a biscuit. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to handle the final wave here. Melt? Probably.
よいしょ
Yeah. Melt would be the sort of go with there.
倒れるぞ
Best serve.
私にかかればこんなものよまあ
Oh.
マスターの指示が良かったっていうのもあるけどね
Melt, melt. Melt, melt. We'll melt her. And him. Is there anything in particular? A 5-star CE? Sure, why not? Let's-a go, melt. Let's-a go. Damn, they're tough.
There appears to be no end to these sea creatures. I've only made one more ally who could help us. I guess you need my help again, huh? This voice, it should. I mean, never mind.
Oni Cure! Who are you? Show yourself. Oh, is this something from before in ritual? I've never seen anything like it before.
Oh, that looks like Onicure's wand.
You got a nasty streak yourselves, haven't you, Master Nibraki? How many times have I told you I'm Magic Fender Girl? Let's just skip the usual intro this time. Magic Fender Girl is on the scene.
Yay, thank you for skipping the intro. I guess you'd be honored to face 2 gold servants at once, but we don't have much time to talk. Let's hurry up and take them out quickly.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised you noticed, though, Haku. Anyway, well, we are on the same page here, Master. Nibraki, Chiome, and, You. Good enough. I can see you're all plenty fired up for this. Let's do this quickly, shall we? That's okay with you, oh so scary, Goldoni.
Fine with me. I'll just take the good parts and throw away the rest.
Now, don't be wasteful. There's a way to make use of every part. Don't worry, First Sevens, I'll make sure none of you go to waste. Fresh.
Mate.
That's a terrifying combination when you really think about it. Giles and Jack working together. Terrifying. So I think that would make... Actually, I can't recall. Does Giles have any interactions with any of the foreigner servants? I don't remember what's up my head. Oh, of course. It's all of them at one time. Fudge. Take out Jack. Prioritize. He doesn't. That's kind of weird. I mean, you would think at least with Hokusai, since, you know, it's implied Hokusai's patronage too. Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. He was pretty foreigners. Oh, son of an evasion. Only a turn. In that case... Well then, do it. Actually, in that case, do any of the foreigners have to interact? Giles! Yeah, big brain time. Although... No, that wouldn't make... Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure I remember reading that, BB, her summer form has some lines for she who must not be named summer form, or something like that. It's either BB or Melt. One of them was data mined to have some sort of lines with it. I can't recall which one, but I guess that could have just been them pre-planning for things. I very much doubt they planned for the foreigner class servants when they first had the inception of this game. Melt will melt. This one first, and then the other one, and then melt will melt. So Fragment will charge here. Whatever this does will have no effect whatsoever. I hope and pray. You decrease NP gauge after one turn. That's actually kind of a brutal effect, I'm not gonna lie. But easy fights are so nice. Go Melt. Destroy her. Bye, Jack. You're looking at math at 3 a.m. You have peaked. Hey, you know, there are worse things to be doing at 3 a.m., though, Marked. There are worse things to be doing. Now do it. Hit him with all your magical energy. Only blah 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 blah. Only laws may not have much in common with human laws, but one thing they do share is that anyone breaking the laws is to be punished. Also, it was very brief there, but Shootin definitely blushed. Kuzuri Massacre.
no, this is the wine of victory. No, it's the wine of defeat.
Disintegration blast. Or not. It would have been nice if we just disintegrated there.
I'm tired of playing so much, I think I'll take a little nap.
You come to a distinction between Euclidean space and projective space. Let's hear it, Marked. I am actually somewhat... I'm trying to follow your guys' conversation, by the way, but some of it is getting a little lost on me.
Come here, you must be tired taking on all the form of people you don't know. That's okay now. You can go back to being cold. You did great. And that's the third gold fragment. So far, so good. I just hope the other fragments will go as smoothly. Well, bye.
She ran off again. If she stuck around a little longer, maybe you could have found Shun again and introduced her. Too bad. I think they get along really well if they met. They sure would.
Anyway, shall we get back to our meal? Since you have to finish your curry. If there's any hostilities nearby, I think you might be safer now. If another manager shows up here. I'm pretty sure they won't, but I'll keep my eyes peeled since there's no telling what might happen. I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice, once we're done eating. I say we go back to my cabin and figure out our next move. I shall scout the area and gather information. Maybe to fill my shinobi duties since coming here. This is my chance to be useful.
See you at the cabin then, Chiome.
Yes, Master. Leave it to me. Oh, before I leave, can you tell me what our next target is, please, so that I may better focus my efforts?
Basically meaning that parallel lines don't expect in real space, but they do in projective space, allowing for points in the infinite. You had found an actual paper on the nature of the origin of axiom. So can you define projective space for me, Marked?
Of course, the next attraction we'll visit is the House of Mirrors. I don't know what it's like since I've never been inside, but that's where we'll be going.
House o' Mirrors. Interestingly interesting.
Impressive. They managed to defeat both gold servants at once. Perhaps I've underestimated them. Yeah. That said, the House of Mirrors is a kaleidoscope labyrinth that stretches without end. It may be a different story for them. Well, it may not be an endless, but it certainly feels like that when you're inside. And going on as a group only adds to the excitement, the thrills, the chills. No need to hold back, my attraction manager. Tear them to ribbons, rip them into tiny shreds if you like. Yeah. Just make you clean up the blood in your tongue.
This great Oni man. He's such a thoughtful amusement park owner. So projective space is theoretical. Okay. Yep, I'm ready to listen. I really wish they could have dubbed this, you know. That'd have been amazing if they got this done. Speaking of mirrors, there's a yokai in America. Well, we're not talking about her again, are we? What, is there a copyright issue? Oni shouldn't care about this sort of thing. That's not it. You said she kills you if you say her name. I did. Well, next time on Northern Amusement Park, Oniland. Escape. Murderous Mirror House. I'm guessing they were talking about Bloody Mary in that case. So it was the Higgs Boston before they found them. I mean, that is true. A lot of things are theoretical before they are just, you know, found one day. Science has made leaps and bounds, leaps and bounds. Head into the Mirror House. We'll just keep using melt. Mirror House. Just keep on using melt, melt, melt. It's math, physics, mostly real, and possible real stuff. It's your time to shine. Oh boy. Your Mirror House team. Oh man. Double mecha Ellies with a black beard in the middle. Damn, that's nice. And he looks so excited to be there too. And the background, you know, it kind of... And he is level 69. Oh god, I didn't notice that until you mentioned it, Mordred. Oh, Marked, you mad lad, you. You mad lad, you.
Mochizuki Chiyomi reporting in. I returned with all the information I was able to gather about our target in the House of Mirrors. Most notable bit of information I have to report is this will be the first time I'll have to deal with an indoor attraction.
So we gotta do this inside this house then.
Indeed, next I shall explain how the attraction is meant to be enjoyed. Its interior is something of a labyrinth, and every wall is lined with mirrors. Visitors are meant to go in as a group and search for the exit, and bizarre visions cause them to grow more and more lost and confused.
Grilled him after Luluhawa and get great success, so you left him at 69. As is the right thing to do, Marked. As is the right thing to do. You made a wise decision there.
I should have been able to learn something about the manager's identity, but regrettably I was not. Still, according to the gossip I overheard among the Oni, it seems the manager hides within this House of Mirrors in order to keep an eye on any potential troublemakers. So they're probably copying me will start that. I'm assuming the pattern we've seen so far holds true. Indeed. The attraction manager is sure to attack us the moment we set foot inside.
So this is one of those escape room game things I've been hearing about lately. The ones where super humans actually pay to go inside, get lost, and then scream and cry about how they'll never see the light of day again.
Never heard anything like that. Even a giant hedge maze?
Hedge maze? What's that?
You're from Japan, right? Don't they have hedge mazes on the suburbs? Oh wait, maybe things are different now.
Yeah, they're kind of different.
That's right. Once you see it for yourself, there will be no doubt how it lives up to its name.
You know, I really do wish that escape rooms were... I've always wanted to do an escape room, you know? Okay, not always. But, like, recently I have wanted to do, like, an escape room, but, you know, with all the COVID stuff going on, there's no open escape rooms, which saddens, you know, a tear. But I would like to do one someday.
Sounds like it's time to get the fourth golden fragment. Please be careful, everyone.
Especially in Halloween. I'm sure the Halloween escape rooms are probably the best kind. Has anybody done an escape room before? Out of curiosity? So, this is the House of Mirrors, huh? Yeah, I get it. It's a horse. It's a house. Everything has mirrors. Makes sense. At first, I thought it was kind of fun to see so many different reflections of myself, but I think it's gotten old. You found a book with 132 pages on the subject of projective space. You're not going to be able to write this in a Twitch chat. Yeah, that much information would be a little bit too much for a Twitch chat, you know? I mean, you could... You know what? Marked Fang, if you have never streamed before, that can be your first stream. Is reading the book live on Twitch verbatim and just analyzing it and giving your thoughts and opinions. Do it, I dare you. I think it's gotten old. I've seen enough of my reflection to last a lifetime. This place sucks. Actually, I think I'm starting to get dizzy. Yeah, that's enough of this. I'm out of here. Where's the exit?
We're lost. We're lost. Master, I believe Lady Rocky's disorientation is all the magical energy that permeates the halls of this attraction. I'm afraid my own sense of direction has also been growing duller since we came here. That said, I do think we'll find an exit if we keep heading in this direction. You're always right, Senpai. Some sort of spell has been cast on the entire building, with power enough even to affect servants. We might be able to overcome it with a high-rank magical resistance skill, or... Don't worry, I'll handle this.
You think he'll get destroyed by some of the viewers, since the viewers will probably already know about this stuff? Presenting the intricacies of past Euclidean geometry. It would still be a very interesting, you know, stream, you know. Plus, who knows, maybe Mark just got that kind of voice. And he might get people coming to chat just to listen to him talk so that they can just be gently lulled to sleep by the weirdest sounding math that they've never heard of. Maybe he has that kind of soothing, svelte voice.
You don't push yourself so hard, Chiyomi. I've got my sense of direction thanks to Lohai's Magecraft, so I'll lead the way. Thank you, Lady Sitanai. No problem. You do the same for me. Just keep an eye on our surroundings.
So maybe, you know, you may do ASMR streams. Do it. I can't do ASMR. Oh yeah, they definitely do, but yeah, sadly my voice is just not good enough for ASMR.
There's no telling when the attraction manager might show up and we don't want to walk into an ambush.
I'll watch your back.
Well, then Lady Satana will take the lead, followed by Lady Ibaraki, the Master, and I shall bring up the rear. This formation should allow us to...
Ooh, approaches. Wow, they did a great job with this place. I'm truly lost. If only there was a pretty Oni or two waiting at the exit as a reward. Then I could use my superior sense of smell to lead us straight to them. Huh, maybe you could. But I'm pretty sure this place was designed more for families, you know? The whole point is to walk around inside and enjoy the feeling of getting lost. Yeah, I know you're right, but a guy can dream, can't he? You do the streaming.
Master. They're coming towards us, and I think... Yes, we're getting a reading it here too. There's a servant head your way.
I can sense our expert too, but then why do I hear two voices? So what have you been streaming then, out of curiosity here, marked? What doth thou stream? So two voices. Is that our expert and a human walking together?
They're here.
Dun dun. Blackbeard and Jekyll. Huh. Uninteresting combination. Okay. Okay, interestingly interesting. Is it Jekyll that you don't think we've fought before? Or... I mean, it's gotta be. Master, well, this is a surprise. I never thought I'd find you here, of all places.
We're saved with luck. God must not have forsaken me at all. I knew you had it in you, you sly fox. Just look at the entourage you've got fawning all over you. A pretty Asian warrior, only from the Yan period, and I've met a girl with beautiful red eyes who I've never seen before. Thank you, Master. Thank you.
Blackbeard Oni. Oh wait, that's just normal Blackbeard. And you're the guy whose name I can't even remember. What was it Mordred called you again? Bean Sprout, that's it. Ibaraki and Mordred hang out? That's kind of cool. Mostly cult classics, retro shooters, and currently Genshin Impact. This, judging by the amount of Blackbeards this event, is numerically superior to all of the other events. I mean, technically, the first summer event had 2 Blackbeards in it. The original Blackbeard, and then the Ghost of Blackbeard. Hey, how come I don't sense any hurt spirit aura from you? Wait, maybe you do have a tiny bit. Yeah, I'm almost mistook you for a human.
Well, sorry about that, but that's my unique skill, Mark. This is part of Jekyll's spirit object. He never exudes the sign of a servant until he uses an old phantasm. In fact, it even makes him feel human. So our presence is human, but in an entirely different sense. Such classicals are essential for letting assassins remain undetected. Right, I'm basically disguising myself as a human, even though I'm a now incarnated servant. But I guess that makes it even more confusing in a place like this. I'll be more careful from now on.
I just ran into Jekyll a moment ago when I was trying to find my way out of here. Now you look how many of us there are. And so many are girls. Speaking of which, Master, could I ask you who that bewilderingly beautiful girl with the red eyes is? It looks like that. She must be a goddess. If not, I can't imagine what else she could be.
Sitanai.
I see. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm Blackbeard, Miss Satana. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you, real Blackbeard.
Real?
Yeah, there was a piece of gold that looked like you.
What are you talking about?
Exposition dump.
Is there any more footsteps up ahead?
Who was it this time? You hear the commotion? What do you say we see all the fuss about? I didn't want to turn around and head back anyway. This is a great chance to keep moving forward. Forward, backward, up, down, it's all the same, but it does sound like something's going on ahead. I can smell it, yes, I can smell it. It's like the scent of gunpowder in the air right before a huge fireworks display goes off.
Christine, I cannot hear your voice, but I cannot hear a song. Where are you, my beloved?
3 this time. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So... Oh! Oh.
Mail. Ugh.
No need to be crude.
If it is a mess, guess this means we weren't the only ones that come pulled in here. No, I'm quite sure he left it here on purpose. This doesn't seem to be a singularity and all.
It's Charlie here as well. Why are you all in the House of Mirrors?
Oh, that, I just sort of ran up here.
Yeah, I don't really care for Mephi, you know. I mean, he can be somewhat amusing, but, like, in the grand scheme of things, he hasn't really endeared himself to me, I can say.
What a silly question. When have I ever needed a reason for anything I've done? Ah, Christine, I've heard you sing now. I must write you a song.
Sounds like love.
How afraid of love are you?
Oh, very. Love is scary, it still is.
I'm relieved they all appear to be Chaldean servants. That said, I'm afraid they may now be a few too many of us to make our way through this house together.
He had some parts to play in Jean's interludes. Beyond that, technically he was in the, Kogetsuken event. Technically. And then I feel like he was in another event, but I don't remember what.
I concur it'd be better if we split up at the next crossroads. It looks like there's a four-way intersection right over there. Why don't we take this chance to go our separate ways? I'm guessing you're all here to investigate this singularity, right? Well, I'll try to find everything we can to help as well.
Well, I might want to stick together. Something doesn't actually get girls, Jekyll.
Yep, he was. Must be more memorable than you thought. Yes, I feel like he was also in a singularity as well, perhaps? I feel like he might have been in a singularity as well. I just don't remember which one, if any. London? Right, you're right, he wasn't in London. Thank you, Mordred.
But sometimes we say goodbye to the other servants at the intersection, and it doesn't seem like the attraction manager has taken an interest yet. If that continues, he may be able to make it out without any trouble. As great as that would be, I just can't believe they would make it so easy. I'm pretty sure the manager knows we aren't the servants that were invited here, so it does seem strange they haven't tried anything. Maybe we need to cause some sort of trouble to get their attention. We didn't have to do that at the food court, though, did we? Indeed not. They attacked us without any provocation whatsoever.
Well, I'm just getting sick of all these mirrors everywhere. This isn't actually some sort of reflective bounded field or anything, is it? Who cares? I'll just do whatever I have to so I can get out of here at this point. Come on, Master, let's keep moving.
Right, I'll keep leading the way.
Yeah!
You just black out on Mephi. Maybe you made a deal with him, and the deal is so that you don't acknowledge him in your memory, perhaps. Maybe that's how you got your radio voice. You made a deal with Mephistopheles. Your radio voice, but in exchange, anytime shortly after he is mentioned, he erases himself from your memory, so that you don't remember the deal. What was that? It sounded like the Blackbeard.
Behind us, near that four-way intersection we saw before. Master!
Let's go.
Yes, Master. What the? Lord Blackbeard has collapsed. Looks as though he was stabbed in the back with a very sharp blade of some kind.
He's dead! No, I'm not dead. I thought I might be at first, but the blade just barely missed my heart. Ow.
Like a ceiling spell on you? Hang on.
Play Amnesia: The Dark Descent for Halloween. I mean, you know, that would be quite the appropriate game, Mark. That would be quite the appropriate game indeed. I gotta think of what I'm gonna do for Halloween, actually. It is coming up very close.
Alright, Liv, figuratively speaking.
You gonna be good?
Well, the wound was pretty deep, but I think I'll survive thanks to Miss Such a nice spell.
Ryan, you got a picture of health.
Hey, it really hurt, you know. I had a hole all the way through me.
What happened?
So many pretty girls worried about me. This was totally worth getting air-holed. But seriously, I can't believe someone managed to sneak up on me. After we parted ways at the intersection, I was walking along with Jekyll, but he vanished the moment I took my eyes off him, and I was left all alone with no clue what to do next. Well, they say you're supposed to stay put when you get lost, so I was standing around minding my own business.
That's when someone snuck up on you and stabbed you in the back.
Bingo mash.
Teacher, was that you screaming? I see Master Scream made it here first. What happened? How did you get that wound?
I'm sure you can figure it out. I'm so ashamed.
What's going on? I heard someone dying. I figured people were staring to turn on each other, but you're all alive.
Goodness me, how unfortunate everyone's all in one piece then. Only a little bit of blood on the ground.
I swear I can't tell if you're happy or sad about this. So what happened? This is similar to Dying Light? Are you sure about that? Oh, Amnesia's quite the trip. It would be a long stream, though. Amnesia's a pretty beefy game, if memory serves. Stab them back, eh? I guess there's no popping back up for this pirate.
I knew someone was going to say that. Now I feel like crap. Now I'm getting up after hearing that. I think I'm going to take a little nap now. Good night. Oh, if any of the girls wanted to offer up their lap as a pillow, I'd be more than happy to accept.
Looks like his spirit core is fine. He'll wake up on his own eventually. And just to be clear, we didn't do this to him, alright? You must have been making your way through the meter maze together.
I wasn't concerned, especially since you're all Celtic servants. Besides, none of you would have any motive to attack Blackbeard like that.
I know who did it. That's might explain everything. But Blackbeard was actually the attraction manager again.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
You must stop being an attraction manager. You showed me his true colors and tried to murder somebody. But then his target managed to turn the tables and wound him instead.
That wasn't Blackbeard stabbed in the back.
Oh, right.
Also, if that were true, I'm not sure why Blackbeard's attacker would be hiding now.
Guess I was wrong. People do stupid stuff all the time, so I thought it could happen. Yes, that's what I get when I tried to do something outside my area. Should have had this idea at the start of Spooktober. You know, you got a little over a week to work on it, Marked. You can do it. Just make sure you play it in VR. Make sure the headset is locked into yourself, and give yourself amnesia before you play it, so that you think you're actually... Oh, what is the name of the protagonist of Amnesia: The Dark Descent? God damn it, I can't remember. It's some weird name, too. Damn it, I can't remember the name.
You three.
Yes.
Yeah.
How would know the three of you didn't conspire to attack Teach? Assassins specialize in sneak attacks like this, after all.
Magnus!
I don't trust you. Any of you. I'm told that attraction managers are only made from copies of evil heroic spirits. And that definitely applies to all of you. Am I wrong?
Jackal.
Me, but I don't know the first thing about handling a blade. Oh wait, yes I do.
I'm a rogue, remember? You would think I could conceal my presence and sneak up on someone like that.
Oh, Christine, these claws always seem to find their way into this flesh.
Come on, man, you gotta learn your words. Well, so that's your game, huh? Ever you could want to play the detective doctor. None of us could have managed to sneak up on Blackbeard without the others noticing. So as far as you're concerned, the three of us are working together, huh? Well, that's certainly convenient for you, isn't it? Hey, J6, welcome, welcome. Wait, multiple dots. Are you trying to send a message in Morse code? I warn you, I don't understand Morse code.
Very well, and if you insist, I'll be more than happy to come under suspicion. There, now, all three of us are suspects. None of us actually did anything wrong, but we're suspects nonetheless. That said, you understand that just because we're now suspects doesn't mean we're going to come quietly. And 3, 2, 1.
What do you think you're doing?
I could have easily blown off a limb or two if I felt like it, but I thought I would go easy on you to start, as a sign of respect.
I don't think we can reason with them. We have no choice but to fight.
Wait. I'm pretty sure it's Jekyll here.
Christine. Okay, everyone, let's take a good long look. This is what happens when alliances fall apart and friends end up at each other's throats. Alright then, all together now. 3, 2, 1. Kaboom!
Only typed because you like doing it. Fair enough. Do what you like and like what you do. But how be things going for you, J6? How be things doing? The dancing clown, the laughing sea captain, and the singing phantom. Ah, God.
武装完了。
So...
行きますね。先輩。
Fudge. I can't remember who is what. I want to say Columbus is AoE.
やればいいんでしょ。
I want to say that, but I'm not sure.
楽しみましょう。
I feel like Phantom might be single target. And I think Mephi might be a single target as well. All AoE Buster. Fuck.
ステータスアップ。これで耐えます。はい。にやればいい。
Well, I guess I don't know my servants.
やー。よいしょ。
I mean, they are the lower rarity ones, so that's not too surprising for me. Phantom, do we need to call the police? I think we need to call the police. Phantom just charmed Bunyan. Ugh, this would have been a great turn for her as well. Fudge.
やればいいんでしょ。あ、楽しみましょう。
I have an MP. Oh no! Son of a biscuit. Nullify buff as well. Screw you guys! Alright, we'll get Phantom gone. At the very least. The rest zero. Elizabeth. Good lord. Stop beating up Melt. These guys are bullies. To the highest of degrees. But that's not fair to Mecha Ali-chan. She definitely has a pair. Also, I forgot about the Nullify buff. There we go. I screwed that piece a little bit, didn't I? Okay. Melt them away, melt them away. I should have brought Lip, actually. AoE, you know? And a tank. I mean, Melt will destroy them one at a time, but I really should give this a little bit of yes, being I vaguely remember there being some more connotations for it, but I don't remember what they are. And now comes the part of bad times. Melt is going to stay alive. Stay alive. Stay alive. Melt is gonna stay alive. Stay alive. It'll be good. As long as he doesn't have Pierce in his invincibility. Thank God. There we go. 69k. I didn't even realize, to be honest. I wasn't paying that close of an attention. Yeah, Jekyll. A servant that I don't think I've used except for maybe in London. And technically the Setsubun event. Technically. Might have been in the back. No, I don't think I had anybody in the back lines. It was one super strong servant and then a bunch of weaklings.
This fiery smoke is making you double C, Master. Still behind you.
I'm sorry, Christine.
Senpai!
My claws. My claws must never be used to harm Christine. My claws must never be used to kill Christine.
Amazonas is going to be as close as we get, sadly. What's going on? That guy in the mask had his claws right up in Master's face, but then he just...
You treated without harming him. What does this mean?
What's this? Do my eyes just see me? This doesn't seem right at all. Why, I'm baffled, stupefied, flabbergasted even. As I live and breathe, I never thought I would see the day. Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Jekyll, poor pitiful Mr. Jekyll. I distinctly remember you being the type of folk spirit who couldn't bear to lose his master. So please tell me I don't understand. Why'd you simply stand idly at Master's side as claw-tipped death came his way? I see. Just how long do you intend to keep up this farce?
It's actually a hide, isn't it? Oh, I thought I was waiting for some sort of change to happen. Yeah, I guess I can't buff my way out of this one. That's right, it's me, Hyde, everyone's favorite murderer. And now, I'll kill all of you. I don't know, I kind of like Hyde, I kind of like Hyde a little bit more than Jekyll. You know? Just a little bit more. Ugh, Saber. Saber? Who? Saber? I mean, you know, that's Mephi for you. He can call them out like it's nobody's business. Alright. He really should be a higher thing since I went through so much effort. But Gil, time to take the stage in Oniland.
Jekyll, no. Jekyll may be a good heroic spirit, but Hyde is evil. If it's Cartier, it would be an attraction manager. If he used Jekyll's unique presence concealment skill when he transformed, he could have stuck up behind Blackbeard.
Also, I don't know why. Like, I know it's only the evil servants that are the attraction managers and stuff like that. But I kind of really hope that, you know, with all the gold stuff, the fact that the the great Oni manager person thing is kind of a bit of a nerd and is very concerned about safety. I'm really hoping that it's Kentucky. Like, supremely hoping it's Kentucky somehow. I kind of doubt it's gonna be, but I really hope it is. Guess the jig's up then. Thought I was doing really well. Up till now, too.
I do apologize for getting a little rough back there. Unfortunately, none of us have exactly masters of rhetoric of elocution. Well, maybe not right, or at least when it comes to making sensible arguments. At any rate, I could tell you wouldn't be especially interested in talking things out, so I decided to take bombs, I mean matters, into my own hands.
Of course he's not going to be interested. He's been trying so hard to keep his mouth shut because he knows he won't be able to stop talking unless we pry it open. And it's always the third-rate villains that can't stop themselves from monologuing after all. Isn't that right, Hyde? Shut up. Oh, this is such a pain. Did you know how hard I've been working to keep this getting two shoes to check? Fine then, bring it on, all of you. I'll keep myself right here, right now. Come on, Oni. We gotta be bothering our guests here. You're bothering the other guests. You're bothering the other guests. That's right, they're a real bother. Everyone who's in my way should just die.
A bother, huh?
What a Benkei? Maybe. Maybe.
Perhaps that's how the soul you probably felt too. See how strained and dirty it is. I really don't care for that sort of thing. I'd be happier if I never saw it again, in fact.
Gee, so sorry, but that's how I am. I don't care who I kill. Women, kids.
Well, you're a real piece of work, aren't you?
If your soul's really that filthy, then it go nicely with my wine. I knew it. Here she comes. Match offender girl is on the scene.
Human heroic spirit? He's even more of an Oni than an Oni, huh? These anti-hero types are so fascinating. But fascinating or not, he's still in our way. Take him down.
Yeah, he's starting to get real bossy, you know that, Haku?
It's Oni here. She came to help us again. Can I watch her fight from your master?
Yeah, how are you gonna be a twin Onikure if you don't fight by her side, Eva? What's up, J6? Oh, I just saw you think your favorite murder is Shiki, though. Shiki's not a murderer, though. She's just a... I don't know. Caster shooting is not enjoyable. I'm actually enjoying caster shooting, personally. Whose idea was it turned shooting into a magical girl? Technically, it was her own. Because Ibaraki was disappointed that magical girl animes weren't based off of Shuten or Onis in general. So Shuten made up a magical girl that was based on her. And then Ibaraki's belief in such a thing was strong enough to warp... Oh, you mean among the devs? Who wrote the Agartha event? Probably them, I would guess. Probably them.
Alright, you know, every once in a while you say something pretty smart.
Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Alright, looks like this magic offender girl has one more job to do. We'll make a mincemeat out of all of you. Hang on, I gotta check something. 12. No. 46. No. 39. No. 52. 50. 55. Nope. Okay. Pumpkin Ogre's Hide. The strongest servant. There are many that would argue against that. I mean, he's actually probably one of the most stealthy servants if he does have control, now that I think about it. That would actually be very terrifying. Scary. Ooh. Part of the yawn. Really? 24 health. Dang it. True Great War Environment Check would be one of the best assassins. You're probably right there. You are most assuredly probably right at that. He would be undetectable by other servants until he uses Noble Phantasm. And his Noble Phantasm is just turning into Hide, I want to say. So he could get close to the Masters and just, you know... And Jack would be very situational. Like, the purpose of Assassins, technically, isn't supposed to be to fight the other servants. It's supposed to be to, fight the other masters. I mean, Jack is good for that, because not only is it that point you mentioned, but it's also the fact that her information erasure, skill, so that you forget about her after she's been encountered. Which makes her, like, supremely scary. Yeah, that would be terrifying. You know you fought this enemy. You've seen their face, but you just can't remember it. Is my audio glitching out, by the way? Because that... I was getting some very weird laughter sound bites there. When Gil was attacking. Nope.
Hang on. I'm needing some really weird laughter sound bites. I'm gonna be quiet for this next set of attacks. Yeah, it's like... It must be, because it's like when he gets attacked. It's going like... It's really weird. Okay, and go. Jack will kill the most over and over again, and if she fails, she has several lives. If she doesn't run into something like... Wait, Jack has... I don't think Jack has 100 lives, though. I want to say she does? Okay. So she's just straight up a better 100 faces. Hassan. Oh, Yes, King Hassan would be the best assassin. I mean, he is the grand assassin after all. And it's actually... His presence of concealment fails at the moment of his attack, because the enemy hears the tolling of the bell. Oh, how about that? I knew it'd be tough taking on a bunch of servants all at once. Figured it'd be easier to take out one at a time. Damn it. Maybe there was something wrong with the guy I picked to imitate. No, that's not it. It was me. I should have known better than to try and imitate him in the first place. Yeah, King Hassan would be best. Just imagine he tries to kill the Master Mist like 10 times and nobody notices. Oh, that would be a good comic skit, not gonna lie. I mean, we don't know their identity yet, by the way, but it is possible that the Hassan in Strange Fake could also be like the second best assassin, because it's very possible he was the second Hassani Sabah.
It's over now. Come here, it's okay. You can take it easy now.
But who else would be a good assassin?
There you go. Good night. Nobody's gonna wake you up anymore. Battle's over, Senpai. That takes care of the 4th gold fragment.
Alright, then I'm off. Don't forget to scrape Blackbeard off the floor and take him with you. Okay. One more fragment left besides the Great Onis. Don't let me down now, losers. I'm not a loser. Thank you, Magic Hunter Girl. Onikure. Maybe we'll see each other again someday. Maybe we can share sweet dumplings someday. Maybe macarons if you don't like dumplings. Then again, you can't go wrong with chocolate either.
With your amazing win streak, Master. Still, there's one thing I don't understand. Why'd you gentlemen refuse to take part in the battle?
Oh, Christine, I have no right to listen to your beautiful singing voice.
Afraid we just didn't have the magical energy. Much as I hate to admit it. Oniland, this place is all just going around enjoying the attractions drains your magical energy. We'd go back to Chaldea, but now we're bound to this place, so we can't even do that. All I can do now is ask you to hurry up and fix this mess, Master.
Not to mention we already fought you when we were under one magical energy to begin with, so I have no bit of spare.
And actually, it just occurred to me, one of the best possible assassins could very well be Hercules. You know? After all, he qualifies for literally every class except for caster. So you have to wonder, how the fuck is he an assassin? And how damn a good assassin would he be?
We'd have been in quite the pickle, Mr. Not-Eye, to come after us now. Oh, what a shame. We're saved.
And what a shame exactly. Why? Why exactly? Yeah, tongue-tied. Yeah, nerfing is sadly required.
They've really done it now. The fools have finally forced my hand. The time has come to send in the scariest attraction manager of all. My manager of Oniland's most popular attraction, the legendary Ferris wheel. Now go forth, my most terrifying manager, and give these rude guests a suitably hellish reception. When they have come far enough to lay eyes upon its true nature, they will find it be the last thing they ever see. Ah. Oh, by the way, you know that thing I told you to take care of a while ago? Is it ready yet? No? Well, that's weird. Oh wait, duh. Silly, must have gotten you mixed up. I didn't ask you, I asked the real you to handle that. At least I think I did. It's all good.
Media can summon... You're right. You right. Indeed, you are right. Media can summon a dragon. Ku is the Irish Hercules. Joke aside, he wrestles a golden lion to death. I don't think that's a question we should be asking while he's training your shadow. He's probably an expert hunter. Tracking might apply those rules to human prey too. Making sort of Robin Hood. I mean, he did chase the golden hind for a literal year before it tired out and he captured it. So, you know, he might be like that thing from It Follows, just always in the background, just watching you, slowly approaching you. And you know that when he gets to you, you dead. Make sure you're ready to listen before tapping to the screen. Name some of the chips. Konakifish, Konaisoba, salmon. You got quite the appetite, Ibaraki. Mountains are nice too. Mount Temure, Mount Fupashi, Mount Inna. What can you hunt in the mountains? Bears. Be careful when hiking in the mountains. Next time on Northern Amusement Park, Oniland. Eh? Ferris wheel stopped. Yeah. Again, I so love these segments. They're so adorable and they bring back memories of Saturday morning cartoons. Want to summon Cthulhu as a servant? Mordred, do I need to make a meme? You know, the whole, I want such and such. We have such and such at home. And it's Oi. Technically. Making Assassin Herc even more terrifying. Hey, what's wrong with making him more terrifying? Just slowly following you from behind. Just every so often in the corner of your eye you see the giant form of Heracles, and you run and you run and you think you got away, and as you break you look around and there he is again, once again in the corner of your eye. Want to summon Odin. Wait, what? Not Odin. Othinus. I don't think I know who Othinus is. J6. Abby is Yog-Sothoth, I want to say, marked. Assassin Herc would just run up to you and beat you dead. I mean, you know, that could just be a thing, too. Summon Herc as an assassin in the Grail War, and you just point him. Okay, you're assassin, right? That guy there is the master. I need you to go and assassinate him. Understood. And he just charges forwards, just his large form, the other servant gets in his way, he just slaps them out of the way and just goes, pick up. Next. More sabers. This will be easy for Gil. I'm not sure I know who Othinus is. I'm gonna look them up now. Othinus. Magical? A magic god. Oh. Well. That's certainly an outfit. That is certainly an outfit. For my investigation, Master. Oh, Othinus is Odin in Latin. Okay, I just looked up Othinus and found somebody from a manga, I think. To make my report on Oniland's final attraction. He performed 9 lives slaying on the Hydra with his imaginal weapon, including his bare hands. Consecutive normal punches. Oh god. Assassin Herc would pretty much just be Saitama, wouldn't he?
It's the most conspicuous and most popular of all Oniland's attractions, with an average wait time of no fewer than 30 minutes. Hmm?
I know what that is. It's the enormous iron wheel that looms over this Oniland place. It would be an amazing pinwheel if hellfire if it were completely engulfed in flames. I can only imagine how reckless you'd have to get on something like that voluntarily.
Oh, are you interested, Lady Baraki? Let me offer some advice. By far the best way to ride the Ferris wheel is 2 at a time, not 3, definitely not 4.
I must admit, I'm not certain exactly what Lord Blackbeard is referring to, but in this case, he is correct.
If it's not waifu, then it's the wrong character. Yep, that is the one I found. Othi-chan, I'm pretty sure. Consecutive normal punches. Yes. Just Herc, just looking casual, and then just bursting up to you. Suddenly, his form becomes the big, muscular glory, and you just hear him growl out, consecutive normal punches, and just... Or, no, 9 lives, blade works, and just... And you are paced. I don't know. I'm getting a little tired of myself. And my throat is getting very dry, even though I've been drinking water.
Final attraction with the final manager is the Ferris wheel. It's the largest and most powerful of all the Oniland attractions. They're enjoying tremendous popularity. To ride its feel as a bird soaring in the skies, or so I'm told.
I'm like a bird, I could only fly away. A bird, huh?
Like a bird. Say, Miss Jim, would you say is soaring across the skies with me? We could be lovebirds.
Lovebirds, I'm unfamiliar with this species. Must be exceptional ornithologist, Lord Blackbeard. But never mind that. According to the other Oni, this attraction manager is the most formidable foe. In fact, many of them said he was the strongest of all the managers. Does that mean he's a copy of the most powerful servant then, like one of the great heroes? Probably means he's made from a large gold fragment. The bigger the gold, the more magical energy it has. Certain forms the gold takes on are like shell.
The servant forms the gold takes on are like shells. Good lord, my tongue got tied with that simple sentence.
They may have the some effect on how the gold fights, but I think their true strength comes from how large a piece of gold is.
Leave her alone, you filth Blackbeard, you will kill. Hey, you know, I'm not defending him. I'm not gonna defend Blackbeard, but Chiome hasn't turned him down yet. When Blackbeard is turned down, he tends to stop. Tends to. But by not replying negatively to him, you know, she's only encouraging him in his mind, I suppose. Because he's thinking, gosh, she hasn't yelled at me or called me disgusting or anything else like so many other people. She must be fine with this. When she's just being nice and polite. The strongest manager of all, you say? Bring it on, it doesn't matter who it is, there'll be no match for me. If anything, the giant wheel of this works out in our favor. I'll shoot it at sky high with my melt-away fireworks.
Oh, look how pumped up she is, I just don't know where this energy is coming from, it's just so adorable. Wait, I've got it. Is that what you're afraid of, lightsaber Rocky?
That's a little lackluster there.
Are you?
Of course not, you fools. I could climb 100 stories bed with my eyes closed if I wanted. I never actually saw any during my hand period, but I know all about those castles that keep samurai their orders have big towers they called keeps. Being in charge means looking down on everyone, right? So of course I don't mind heights.
Oh, so you want to ride the Ferris wheel?
Well, I'll just say yes and we can leave it at that. Never mind that. What's Blackbeard doing here? Why is he eating my baked potato?
Oh yeah, thanks for the food. These Hokkaido Jaga brand spuds are real delish, especially with Jaga butter. I just can't get enough of them.
Hey, now you're stealing my Jaguar butter too?
Jaguar butter? I think you might have misheard the brand name, but Jaguar butter sounds pretty good too. Wait, what's a real Jaguar doing here? Jaguar!
Huh? What is it? Was there something here just now? Something completely unrelated to Oniland or gold in any way? I could have sworn there was something related to a fine seer of some sort of mythology. Was I just imagining things? I was, right?
Just a passing Jaguar.
Never mind, Jaguar Master. This last attraction manager is supposed to be really tough, so you need to be more careful. Sadly, since I'm so terribly wounded, I can't accompany you, so I'll just put my feet up here and hope to hear good news when you get back.
Oh, Blackbeard. You deserve some rest, man. You gave us your sweet in summer. So, Blackbeard, you can take a load off.
Well, we're up so high, you can see so far. I think I could get used to a view like this. And I know we've already taken Blackbeard's advice and gotten in two at a time. But are you sure you wouldn't have rather ridden with Master?
Yeah, if anything, I wanted to ride with you and her Oni care. Not that there's anything wrong with you, but still. Anyway, this thing really does go way up high, doesn't it? This is a perfect sight for someone ruling from on high.
Are you okay? You don't look so good.
You're imagining things. I'm an Oni. Our minds and bodies are way tougher than you could possibly imagine. We can see things humans can't, and endure things humans couldn't stand. We live how we please. We steal, devour, and kill what we want, whatever we want. That's what being Oni's all about. We're not afraid of anything. Anything.
I see. So you're scared of heights?
I think Wu and Blackbeard would fit well together. Wu would enjoy torturing him, and Blackbeard would enjoy being tortured by Wu. So, Mordra, are you saying you ship Wu Zetian and Blackbeard the pirate? Wholesomeness soon? I look forward to the wholesome. Well, of course not. I could pie up the side of 100, no, 1,000 star pagoda without breaking a sweat. That's sad. Well, one is a strange and uncomfortable feeling. My heart skips a beat every time I hear the Ferris wheel creaking. I hate being stuck in this tiny cage thing. I know I'm not afraid of heights, and I know I'm not afraid of small spaces. But then, wait a second. What if I'm scared of being in the small places that are also high up?
Since they're both servants, I'm pretty sure we'd just be fine, even if we did fall off the top of the Ferris wheel. Does that make you feel any better?
Oh yeah, good point. I mean, so what? I wasn't scared to begin with. I'm pretty sure there's probably a fear for that exact thing, like an exact phobia. Fear of being in a small enclosed place fear of being in a high place that is also small and enclosed. There'd probably be some sort of thing both would enjoy. Fair enough. But then, so would Carmilla and Blackbeard, I feel.
And Ibaraki like she can see tonight by the hand director of the Ferris wheel while shouting about how completely unafraid she was. But are you sure this was a good idea, separating out the team like this? And it's possible the Magecraft would work, forcing people to only ride two at a time. In which case, Lady Mash may be right. We may be playing her into the enemy's hands. Please be careful, Master.
Got it. Thank you for barging into my territory on your own accord. Now, my rude guests, you will bow and tear.
Be of the devil, Master! Sarah animals picking up numerous hostiles scattered around your vicinity. Wait, they're closing in.
All non-guests must leave. All non-guests must die. The great Oni's screeches are the only music Oniland needs, and I will defend that truth to the death. Why, you ask? Because it bothers the other guests.
You're bothering the other guests. You're bothering the other guests. Fear of airplanes. I mean, that would probably work. Ibaraki would probably be afraid of an... No, actually, no. We know Ibaraki is not afraid of airplanes because she was fine in the summer event flying down to Luluhawa. So she doesn't have a fear of airplanes. I guess it might just be a fear of Ferris wheels.
Well, here they come.
So yeah, it has to be like just a general fear of Ferris wheels. Oh, fudging fudge! Strong Onis are strong. A convenient plot point for Ibaraki. You're probably not wrong with that. Hey, Jixter, welcome. How be things? Yeah, I think I can get away with this one this time. Focus on the high health. I am doing good myself. I mean, you know, I'm still salty about 700 quartz no Sitsunai, but you know, I should have one more 10 spin and 5 tickets by the end of the event. Maybe even 6! So I'm hoping for then. I will hope beyond hopes that Sitsunai will grace me with her presence then. Could have sworn it was going to be Imperio when you saw the Saber tag. Oh, I completely forgot about Saber of Imperio. Yagyu. Nope. 700 quartz, roughly, and no 6-9. It was sadness. It's the first time in a long time that I have not gotten a servant I was rolling for. So, I mean, ever since, like, end of the year... Nope, not even the 5-star CE maximum broken. I got 3 of them. I got 17 of the 4-star CE, 18 of the 3-star CE, 4 Ibaraki, 3 Chiome, and 1 Saber DR Moon. As far as other CEs, I got the male Hakuno CE, and nothing else. Yeah. That's pretty much all I got. Yes. Damn it, DR Moon. Why would you spook me? Just because I mistakenly rolled for you when you were on read-up, not realizing you would be added to the general pool afterwards, doesn't mean that you can spook me the very next time. Dang it, DR Moon. Yeah, I mean, I've expected my luck to be in the toilet for a while now. I mean, I got NP2, so you know. My luck had to be dead in the water at that point. So, yep, Zero Rerun was indeed after Scotty.
There's so many of them. This is becoming very much like the first battle we fought in the park. Manager must be most nearly as much cool as the great Oni himself. The last manager is formidable indeed.
Power bestowed upon me is not to be trifled with. Now you will see why. Come forth, my commander, Oni, and lay waste to these entitled guests.
Same for Protea since 0. Ah, 0 for second Iskander. Did you end up getting your second Iskandar, Jake, or Mark?
Yeah.
More like Onis. You're even stronger than the last ones. Senpai, I think you should retreat and regroup.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
You knew it. Here she be.
It would just be rude to stop now, right? If I did make a promise, so I have to follow it through to the end. Sorry about this, Oni Stooge. Once more, Match Offender's girl is on the scene.
I'm still not used to her being Match Offender. Like, they could have just gone with Oni Cure, like, straight up. Because that's, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it was just in JP. Was she was just Oni Cure, not Match Offender girl. Interesting. You call yourself a Match Offender, do you? Very well then, strange demon of the Far East. Since you've come to the aid of these rude guests, let us see how you fend against my wildfire-honed blade. For I'm quite certain that you, or anyone of that matter, will be unable to defend against it at all.
Salieri! My gold, my greed shall never be broken by another's hand. You're sure about that? Because Oni are awfully good at breaking things. No means never. Never means never.
Must just copy Salieri's. It's Salieri.
I'm a blade tempered by the cursed blaze of wildfire. The pulse of life has its own melody. Now let me hear your final notes.
You don't recall his animations at all because you looped him back in Lost Belt 1 and BB has a son. I feel like I might be in the same boat as you, Marked. I feel like I'm in the same boat, except I'm pretty sure I used him as a support sometimes, so I might have an idea. Might. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so then, you wanna play, BB? Then you get to play. BB. BB-chan. You might not get to see his animations here either. I really do need to... I can't level up Summer BB because she's low on the priority list. Izo is currently the next one to be leveled up, then Mecha Ellie-chan, then Sanson, then Vlad, then Caster Shootin, then Summer BB. Curse me for doing self-imposed restrictions. Actually, you know what? Let's just go with the legit party here. I'm not getting any bonuses from this one, so why not just go all out? Izo again! So Izo's at a +5 now. Okay. I need Waver. He's at the top. Waver! And then BB Chan. Get rid of Aerial Dive and throw. Level up me. I'm sorry, I'm not a servant yet, you know? Maybe when I die, you know, Nasu will add me to Fate Grand Order. Because everybody knows Fate Grand Order is going to last forever. And ever. And ever. And ever. And ever. Fate Grand Order will never die. Level up by eating? I've already... I mean, I am going to have ice cream after streaming, but I can't be eating too much. No! You can't make me! You can't make me eat. Level up. I can't even do a single push-up. I have been thinking, though, of adding, like, you can donate channel points to make me do jumping jacks at the end of a stream. But I'm pretty sure you guys would be completely and utterly sadistic, and I would have, like, 500 jumping jacks to do at the end of a stream.
What a strange feeling. I never expected to materialize like this. Especially not as a servant. I suppose I do technically have a connection to the Holy Grail, since this body was one. However, have you ever heard of a Lesser Grail?
No, I'm pretty sure. Donate $5 for 5 jumping jacks? Oh no. It would be 100,000. Yeah, I'm more likely to believe that, Mordred. I'm more likely to believe that. Also, there was some sort of notification that happened. However, my stream viewpoint has frozen and no pop-up actually showed. So I'm guessing somebody is hosting me now, so whoever is hosting me, thank you for the host. But no, I mean, I can do jumping jacks easily enough. So, oh, Draconic, thank you. Thank you, Draconic. But, yeah, I can do jumping jacks easily enough. But, I feel like it would just get a little bit out of hand eventually.
Well, this body of mine, the one serving as a vessel for 3 divine spirits, is taken from several years ago. In normal circumstances, it shouldn't be even alive anymore.
The King of Persia.
Well, things might be different in this world, but I'm guessing I probably died here, too. This body was never meant to live long, after all.
So is it any different from being a heroic spirit? I died a long time ago, too, and so did you. You'll be looking at, like, Summer Caesar in no time at all? You mean I won't exist? Because Summer Caesar doesn't exist. No. Put your hands in the air. Yes. Draconic. Lower the jack. Wait. Hang on. J6. Is the jack part of the plan, you know? To punish Draconic for his sins? Kentucky Rider did too. That always cheers me up. So even after all the high servant stuff, you're basically just like the rest of us. Like a phantom, pretty much. I've seen the clip of Draconic. I saw the clip. I saw the clip. I saw the clip.
I don't think I'm quite the same thing as a heroic spirit since I'm not engraved in the throne. But yeah, I guess you're right.
I'll just be here with half a dozen uncles and a dozen daughterus.
I'm just a phantom of someone who died and doesn't even exist any longer. In that sense, I guess there isn't much difference between me and the Golden Servants. Well, aside from the fact that their cores are made up of Kamui's gold. Indeed, there's a reason why things are made that way.
Yes, that is it. And thank you, Mark. Thank you. But, yeah. I am like, you guys, if I did, out of curiosity, if I did add you can donate points to make me do jumping jacks at the end of stream sort of thing, you guys would not abuse it, would you? Or would you let me, like, have some carry over to future streams? And yes, you must atone, Zahak. You must atone.
Alright, I just remembered. You're not our expert who has a contract with Chaldea, are you, Sitanai? No, I'm not. And once when the land ordeal is over, I'll never see you again. That means the version of you I'm talking to now really only exists in the moment, doesn't it? Well, now that I've run a battle with Master, I suppose I could return if he summons me.
Then come home!
Yeah, that's true. But that wouldn't be you, right? No, once this is over, this version of me will be gone forever. But that's just how it is with servants, not just with servants. No, not just servants. I think that's how it is for all living things. There's a saying that goes, treasure every encounter, and for each is unique and will never happen again. Isn't there anything you want to do before you disappear? I know I'm pissed off if I had to spend all my time working out only to disappear for good when it was over.
I can't put it on a cooldown. I might do it. I might put it on a cooldown, you know? That, or I'll keep I'll make some sort of tracker to keep track of how many jumping jacks I have to do, and maybe I'll do, you know what? I've seen it. I don't remember their name, but they're some Hades streamer, and his stream is like making him do push-ups, and he bets on either more push-ups or less push-ups if he completes runs in like certain things. So maybe I'll do something like that, you know? I could bet doing more jumping jacks or to complete certain things. Decrease or increase or lower the number of costs as you get better. I mean, okay. It hurts me, but I can do like 100 jumping jacks straight within less than 2 minutes. But my legs kill me afterwards. Mainly my feet. Because the floor where I'm at is a very hard floor, so I would need to get my shoes on for it. But I mean, I can do a lot of jumping jacks fairly quickly. But, it's just too much, and I'm pretty sure I would do some damage to myself. So I would probably put a limit on it. They kill you less as you do more often. Is that like how if you about how you can gain immunity to bullets by continuing to shoot yourself with lower caliber bullets and working your way up to higher caliber? Because that's how poison works too, right? I mean, that's just boring. Something I'd want to do. I guess I would have to like to see Berserker. A Berserker? Oh man, I had no idea, but I'm afraid that's kind of a tall order now. I can't just shoot back at the drop of a hat. Huh? Well, my spiritual's a lance right now. I didn't know you'd have preferred if I stayed a Berserker. I'm afraid you're just gonna have to accept that you'll never get to see me as a Berserker. How do you atone? Draconic, you must renounce her here and now to atone. Renounce her and vow that if she ever comes in any form to your Chaldea, that she will sit at the bottom of your second archive until all your other servants are leveled up. Make that vow, and your sins will be atoned for. But why do you prefer Berserker? Where are you gonna use my fangs and claws instead of fireworks? No, that's not it, but don't worry, it's okay. You're very kind, aren't you? And here I thought Oni were supposed to be these terrifying mythical creatures. You're funny. So he doesn't even have to burn her. Well, see, here's the thing. If he burns her, he gets rare prisms. And if he uses those rare prisms, then technically, whatever he used those rare prisms are, contains a part of Kiara inside them. So then, you know, very technically, he would still have her in a way that would be more useful than before, you know? So by shuffling her to the very bottom of the second archives and vowing to not level up until absolutely last resort, she will be completely and utterly useless. She will be taking up valuable space at that. Because, I mean, rare prisms don't take up space. If there is a limit on rare prisms, I'm sure only the greatest of Leviathans have ever found them, after all. Bottom of the second archives. Put her at the bottom and never take her out. And here, I thought, oh, you were supposed to be these terrifying mythic creatures. You're funny. And yes, that was quite the wholesome scene. I did enjoy that. The whole, interaction between Ibaraki and Sitanai. They make good friends. Ibaraki needs to make some more normal friends, and Sitanai just needs some friends in general. What was that? Why are we shaking? Back on the ground. We need to meet back up with Master. He looks like he's in trouble. Right. But I mean, still, Martha's party heal, that would mean that part of Martha is her, though, marked, you know? And you don't want to corrupt the, you don't want to corrupt Punch State now, do you?
Master, are you okay?
Certainly, Master. Looks like the odds are really stacked against you, huh? Good, more for me to devour. Welcome back to the party! I suppose that will be recompensed for now. Yes, that's it. That's the thing, though, J6. He'll forget about Kiara even being there if he puts her at the very bottom. So yeah, you need to empty out your second archive, put her in first, and then pile everybody else on top of her. Yes, so that she's at the very bottom and you forget. I'm pretty sure that's how we got Punch Saint.
Great timing, we're just getting to the good part. How'd you two like to join us? Want to grind these cheap imitation Oni to paste with me?
Oh, it's Magifender girl, Onikure. Yeah, I'd be glad to fight with you. You will too, right, Sitanai? Yeah, I think I will. Venture's the last gold fragment. We need to defeat the Great Oni. So let's all take it back together.
Go ahead if you think you can. I'll absorb your desires and gain even more magical energy. This Kamuri's gold is the very manifestation of human desire. It will never be exhausted. Come then, I shall play you an endless staccato right here and now.
Ooh, I just popped my neck real good. Alright, Mordred, thanks for stopping by, man. It's been nice chit-chatting with you, you know? It's been nice chatting. Like I said, at the beginning of the stream, I will be streaming tomorrow about an hour and a half after the raids do begin. So if you want to catch me then, it's going to be a chill, relaxed stream. You know? You're also Deadly Sinner? J6, confess your sins. Also, you now get to see Salieri's attacks. So next turn is going to be a BB chain, so let's try and generate as much stars as possible for that. Hang on, so 45, no. 17, no. 16, yes. 22, boom, boom, boom. 13 and 40. Okay. It's only 25 bucks. Sorry, the casino that is nearby where I live, they've been doing every Friday and Saturday, every 2 hours from 4 to 10. They do number drawing that you can get free slot play. And I've been checking it. I just won $25 free slot play. I just have to go in and claim it and use it within the next 2 hours. So it's kind of not really too worth it right now. Okay, go for the stun, say. Or not. Yep, gonna do the Arts Brave Chain. You called it, man! You called it. Go, BB, go, BB, go! Stream will probably be ending after this quest, I will say. This quest is gonna be the last one I do, because the rest should be locked down until, Pre-raid is 10:24 at 8:30, and then the raid is as well. So yeah. This will be the last one. You want to talk about something later on Discord? Sure. That is fine. Oh no. Do not murder Merlin. You are not foe. You do not get to kill Merlin here. You understand me here, Celeri? You do not get to kill Merlin. Oh yeah, I sure do. Yeah, feel free to, if you want to chat something on Discord, send me the message and I will reply. Crit Star drop rate up. That's handy. Okay. Let's see how these crits fare. Get all of the Daka. All the Daka into one pair of DDs. You know? And you know, it is kind of a shame. You know? They could have gone that way with Phoebe. They really could have, but they didn't. They went beyond Phoebe's. They could have been greatness, but did not. I believe that is an AoE Arts NP. So does arch resistance down after. Castoria is 10-10-6. Hey! Congratulations, J6. Congratulations. 10-10-6. Nearly there. She's nearly at perfection. Ooh, we got a heart. Economia Morai. The show must go on, no matter. You know, I kind of do like Celeri. Even though he's traumatized a childhood song for me, I still like him to a degree, you know? Why do you have to traumatize me with that song? I can't listen to that song ever again. I can never hop. Hop.
That's right, you won't disappear completely. You stay behind as magical energy. Don't worry, it's okay. Make sure you get back to the Earth. Sleep well, you did great. Secure the 5th gold fragment. You must have a lot of gold by now. According to my calculations, this should reduce the Great Oni's magical energy by about 50%.
Excellent. Excellent. It's not excellent that she's at that level, but it's excellent that she's there. Now you merely need to pile everything else on top of her Draconic, and your penance will be completed. We'll see you around. I'm beat. Surprised you managed to get this done so smoothly. Not bad, losers. What did I tell you about being nice? Alright, we're done here.
Phew. Oh, my apologies. The battle was so intense that I couldn't help but sigh in relief now that it's over. Are you alright, Master?
Bronze embers. Just pile up every and any bronze ember you get on top of her. Farm the 10 AP ember node and get all the bronze embers and just pile them in there. No, I won't do that. Just put whatever you want in there, any excess. I'm not that mean. I'm not going to take away all of your storage space, you know. So now all that's left is the great general Oni manager dude himself.
Well, as of now, it's the Great Oni on Main Street, but since he only comes out for the parade at night. So in the meantime, we'll take this chance to get some rest.
Exactly. Who wouldn't want to be buried in Foe? Foe is so fluffy.
No way, he lost! Even with all that gold he had on top of his abundant musical sensibilities. I see. I guess that's it for him, huh? Well, nothing to do about this now. I have to admit, I'm really called that someone wrong. Still, things are getting really interesting now. Very well then, I agree. Oni Vermilion Dragon shall dispose of this impudent riffraff myself. With my electrical night parade of Humkin Pumpkin Oni, I will return Oniland to its regular schedule.
Thanks for stopping by, Marked. It has been great chit-chat with you again. Hope to see you at the raid stream here in about, a little over 12 hours. You know? So I hope to see you then and get some good sleep.
Tremble, foolish guests in despair. You're not long for this world.
It really does sound like it is. I really, really hope it is Kentucky. Like, that would make it so glorious to have Shootin fighting Kentucky. I ship him. I ship him hard. Spoken dialogue. And now with Caster shooting, there's a shooting for each Kentucky. Finally gonna see the great Oni. Huh? Maybe it's Otakimaru? I already said that. Or that too. Oh, I get it. This is all you're doing, Ibaraki. Like I already did something like that. Next time on North Amusement Park, Oniland! Hayaki Yoku, a Midnight Ogre Parade. See you next time. Alright. And with that, quests are now story locked until 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which for me will be 11:30 a.m. However, because I like sleeping in as much as possible on Saturdays, I probably won't be up until like 11 o'clock. So the next stream, which means I'm ending this stream here, but next stream will begin at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will be updating the stream time frame here in just a little bit. But for now, I do have to thank you all so much for coming out. I do hope that you have enjoyed this stream. If you have, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you haven't already followed me here on Twitch, be sure to drop me a follow, so that way you can find out when exactly it is I go live, so that you can follow in on future streams. And if you want to check out more of my content, I have a YouTube channel, which I will make pop up in chat now. You can go to the YouTube channel. All of my backlog of everything that has ever been twitched is on there. It's not all up to date just yet. I do have a little bit of a backlog, but I am slowly working my way through it. Hyaku translates to Night Parade of 100 Demons. Ah, interesting. Very, very interesting. I wish I understood Japanese language. I really should learn another language. Yeah, I really should. But that is for future me concerns. For now, once again, thank you all so much for coming out. I do hope that you enjoyed this stream once more. I hope to catch you in the next stream in the morning, or afternoon, I suppose, depending on where you currently are, or evening. It could be evening as well. But I will catch you all then. For now, have a fantastic evening, everybody. Eastern Standard Time. I'm updating my extension right now, so it should be changing in about 3 2, 1, and it's saving the settings. Alright, it should be saved there. So, yeah. Stream is updated down there, and I will also get through the backlog of servant levelings up to do, because I have not been doing that at the end of the streams. Hey! Awesome! Eastern time zone, buddies! Woo! I mean, to be fair, the EST is a fairly large one, so yeah. But yeah, alright, I do need to get off. I do need to get some sleep here. So, once again, thanks all so much for coming out, and I will see you in the next stream, hopefully. Have a fantastic evening. Bye!